It's Sunday at a U.S. Women's Open. There are hands to steady, minds to encourage, hearts to inspire. And ultimately, when it's all said and done, there's a trophy to grasp. The steadiest hands at this major championship have belonged to Shen Feng. Can the personable leader maintain her mistake-free march? A mind to encourage might belong to Amy Yang, who has been so close so many times before. Inspiration could come from Hye-Jin Choi, who is trying to go where amateurs rarely go. Or it might come from behind, where big hitters, big names, and strong wills are still lurking. It's a gorgeous Sunday at a U.S. Women's Open at Trump National Golf Club. And the stage is set for a spectacular finish. Glad you're with us. Weather is absolutely ideal. Par 72 golf course, the old course at Trump National Golf Club, dates all the way back to 2004. Do you remember where you were in 2004? 6,700-yard course today. Tom Fazio, the architect, and this place is absolutely pristine. We'll pick up the action at the opening hole. It's a par 5 playing 548 yards. This, Christy Kerr for birdie.
If she wants to have any hope at all, she's going to have to get off to a hot start. First 2 holes are the easiest on the golf course. If you go all the way down to someone outside the top 30 to find a player that's played the first 2 holes over par.
Speaking of hot starts, here's Carlota Ciganda at the opening hole for birdie. To get to 5 under par as she makes that long birdie putt.
She's far enough out in front where she can post a score as well. Now at the second. This hole is put in a tough spot today, all the way in the back left. What a good shot that is.
She would birdie it to get to 6 under par. And now Lee for birdie at the par 5 to begin her day. Jung-Hoon Lee. So impressive here this week at Trump National. Shen Feng is, what, about 15 minutes away from the start of her day. Same for Hye-Jin Choi. The final pairing to head out to this golf course. Only 4 players left to start their rounds today. Fox and the United States Golf Association proudly present coverage of the 72nd U.S. Women's Open Championship from Trump National Golf Club in Bedminster, New Jersey. It's final round coverage here today. There's the layout. Down below from up above on a perfect day weather-wise. Scoring has been tough here today with the whole locations on this Sunday. And we will welcome you inside our broadcast booth. Glad to have you with us today on Fox. I'm Joe Buck along with Paul Azinger, 5-time USGA champion Julie Inkster. Paul, I'll start with you. 5.
5, that's a lot.
Yeah, it's 5 more than me. I know that. You?
I don't have any. And then we asked her, did you win any juniors? Oh, no, I didn't play in any of those. So.
Right. So it
could have been more. Could have been more.
Should have, and it would have been more.
You guys make me look good.
Yeah, well, your record makes you look good, Hall of Famer. Let's talk about this golf course. Not a lot of birdies to be had. There's only one really good round going out there right now.
Right, Minjee Lee is got it going today, but other than that, I think our consensus after looking at the whole locations, Julie, is the golf course is pretty tough today. It has dried out considerably, I feel, and but with the pins where they are, it's going to be tough. The no par 5s are reachable today. The par 3s are all forced carries over water or else just some kind of a bank or bunker there in the way. And I think it's going to be difficult. And I think something we also have to look for is that the back 9 is 90 yards longer than it was yesterday. And now we got that U.S. Open pressure to mix in there, Julie. And I don't know if today you go strategic out there or if you just are in full-on attack mode.
Well, I don't think you can be in full-on attack mode. I think you got to just play the golf course the way it's set up, play hole by hole. I mean, it's a cliche. You got to play one shot at a time. But we're looking at Shen Feng has only made 1 bogey which is amazing for 54 holes. So how is she going to react today? We got a couple great golfers behind her in Sung-Hyun Park and Amy Yang. They're long bombers. They're going to be able to hit probably 2 clubs shorter into these par 4s and these par 3s than Shen Chen Feng. So, I mean, you're going to have to... Shen Chen never looks at a leaderboard, like she said. She just plays her golf game. Amy Yang has been there the last 4 times. She needs to close the deal. And, you know, she's leading in birdies. She finished tied for 2nd and tied for 4th the last 2 weeks. She's coming in great form. I think if she's going to do it, this is the day to do it.
Sung-Hyun Park and Amy Yang getting set to begin their final round here at Trump National, and we will take you to that opening tee and set up exactly what they're all about as they get set to go on a warm, humid day in New Jersey.
This is the 2:14 starting time. Please welcome from Republic of Korea, Sung-Hyun Park.
She can absolutely bomb it. Finished tied for 3rd last year and was sitting on top after 36 holes. Had a rough finish at Cordoval and looking for bigger and better things here at Trump National.
From Republic of Korea, Amy Yang.
She's been so close. 16 top 10s in majors before, 10 top 5s in this U.S. Women's Open alone, 5 top 5s, but has yet to break through.
On a great start for Amy Yang. No majors for Amy Yang yet. 1 win this year, Julie, in 2017, and a bunch of top 5s. She's had a chance here at this major championship. What does she need to do, do you feel, to get over that hump?
Well, the last 3 Opens, she has not gotten off to a good start. I really think it's important, like you said, those first 2 holes are gettable and probably the easiest holes. With her length, she can probably get pretty close to this par 5 on number 1. But I really think she needs to have a very calming first few holes. You know, whether she makes birdie or not, but just not give herself those 5 and 6 footers for par. And I think, you know, she's maturing. She's 27. She's very shy. It's almost like sometimes she's afraid to win, you know, because what comes with winning the U.S. Open, there's a lot of, you know.
Well, you got to want to win more than you're afraid to fail. And I mean, that's the key. That's the dynamic. But Sung-Hyun Park, my God, what a golf swing. And she hits it an absolute mile, Julie. She's won 10 times on the Korean Tour. She's got 4 top 5s this year. She's got the power maybe to reach a par 5 or 2 today.
Exactly. And I don't stop by and watch too many people hit balls on the range, but she's one I do stop and watch hit balls. She's got a phenomenal golf swing, 21 years old, very shy, very timid, but she does have a little killer instinct in her. And I think you really have to watch her because she hits a long ball, high ball. She'll be tough today.
Here's Miriam Lee for birdie up ahead at this par 5.
Birdie.
Now 3 shots back.
You know, Miriam Lee's coming off a great round yesterday. 5 under, got herself right back into this championship.
And now here at 4 for birdie, her.
This is one of the holes to watch early in the round. That's a forced carry over that water. You cannot make a mistake short. It's going to be really hard to get it close there. Not a lot of birdies on the 4th hole today.
Brad Faxon is with us, and here he is to tell you about the second hole.
Well, this par 4, it's been the easiest par 4 all week. This is Jungwoo Lee's second shot, birdie on the first. And a good approach here on the second, but this second hole is a little more difficult today. That tee box located on the back, longer approaches, and you can see that's downhill on the second shot over that ridge.
Here's Minjee Lee now at 18 for birdie.
5 under on her round today, just to show you that it can be done. And how about that score? That might be the low score of the day.
A Rolex marquee pairing. Hye-Jin Choi, the amateur, 17 years old, trying to become the first amateur to win this championship since 1967, and then Shen Feng. And it's our Rolex countdown to the start time for that pairing. Up ahead here on the opening par 5, third shot for Amy Yang.
This hole's all the way in the back right. And that is not a great shot. Just an okay shot.
And now back on the tee, gathering a crowd. The final pairing of Hye-Jin Choi, South Korean, Shen Feng from China, trying to become the first Chinese-born player to win this U.S. Women's Open Championship. Her lead is 1 over 2 players.
This is the 2:25 starting time. Please welcome from Republic of Korea, Hye-Jin Choi.
This year she is tied for 7th in an LPGA event in Australia. Hopes to turn pro next year. She was the low amateur last year. Ended up at 4 over par, tied for 38th overall at Court of All.
From People's Republic of China, Shen Feng.
We'll talk about the outfit as we go forward. She has got just a wonderful demeanor. Her best finish in a U.S. Women's Open, tied for 4th back in 2012. She's won a major, and she has been almost flawless. Only 1 bogey all week.
And a good start for Feng, and she hasn't made a bogey on the front 9 this entire week. Only 1 bogey in 54 holes is remarkable. Julie, she's won 7 times in her career, and yesterday you said to me that you thought she was a great front runner. A lot of pressure on her today.
She is a good front runner because she does the little things. She hits fairways, she hits greens, she's a good lag putter. She doesn't leave herself, you know, a lot of 4 and 5 footers. She doesn't look at the leaderboard. She just worries about herself. That's all she can control. And her and Mercer, they work very well together. They're a 1-2 team on a Sunday on a U.S. Open. You got to rely heavy on your caddy to give you some good information.
Absolutely, and she doesn't even touch a club. Her caddy hands her every club. She's got a lot of quirks. And then, of course, Choi now, 17-year-old amateur. But you almost question whether she's really an amateur, because she's playing a lot of competitive golf on the LPGA Tour. But what a player and what a bright future she has.
Yeah, I call her the professional amateur. I mean, she's used to competition. She's used to high stress competition. You know, yesterday she makes bogey on the first hole, forgets about it, sprinkles 3 birdies in. She comes in with the 70, and she's in the last group at the U.S. Open. So I look for good things from her today. I look for her to be very consistent. And I think, again, the start's going to be tough for her.
Well, one thing's for sure today, that nobody's going to play well out of the rough. You have to start every hole by putting your ball in play off the tee at this U.S. Open, or you can forget about it. The holes are cut in tough spots. There's a good-looking putt for Park there.
For Sung Hyun Park, who almost climb to within 2 of the lead. We are joined down on the golf course by Shane Bacon, Natalie Gulbis, and Ken Brown. Ken Brown will be with that final pairing, and his day and their day has begun as we go up ahead to 2.
Miriam Lee's putt for Jonlin Lee's putt for birdie on 2.
Yeah, Brad, she was out hitting balls this morning at 7 a.m. Think she's ready for this round?
I don't know how you do that. Get up so early for that late tee time.
I'd have like 2 meals in by the time she got teed off.
And 2 naps. Good putt for Lee.
Birdie try here for Amy Yang at 1.
Something she just learned from watching Park is how fast these greens are today on Sunday. They have significantly picked up in pace.
Should be rolling a good solid 12.5 today. This is a little bit uphill. That was a good looking putt until the very, very end. Julie, you made the point that it's important for Yang to get off to a good start. Amy's had chances in the past here at the U.S. Open, and on Sunday she just struggled out of the gate. So we'll watch for that.
Here's Fung now, second shot.
Sit down.
That is a rare error from Shen Shen Fung.
Yeah.
Carlotta Saganda for par a moment ago on 3 after a quick start.
Yeah, this is where you want to keep the momentum up. These are big putts. Just looked like it was left all the way.
After birdie in the first 2 holes, Julie, it stings a little.
Well, it's a real taste of having a chance too, isn't it, Brad? When you birdie the first 2 holes and you know maybe this could be my day, and you start thinking out in front a little bit instead of staying in the moment.
Sung Hyun Park now for par at 1.
Didn't look like any nerves bothered her right there.
You know, she's got to be a player that Fung could fear, actually. Everybody knows what Park's capable of.
Here's Hye-Jin Choi. Second shot at the par 5.
Okay.
And we'll see if Hye-Jin can get up and down for birdie to start her day. Here at the par 5, the layup shot for Shen Shen Fung found the right rough. Third shot.
Tough angle with the hole cut all the way on the right.
Third shot.
Joe, right after this round, she went to the range and stayed there for an hour and a half.
She dunked it in the water twice here yesterday on her way to her 10. Here's Hye-Jin Choi, third shot at 1.
Monster layup. Hit a fairway wood way up there and gave herself a short little flip shot in that so-called finesse zone other than a full swing, and that, what a nice start.
Here's Christy Kerr. She drove it in the left rough. Oh, very difficult third. Front right of the green.
It should come out somewhat high. It's probably going to come out left.
She's got good hands. Christy's always been.
If you make good contact, it can come out high. You can't really get in there to feel what, you know, what the contact's going to be like.
Call me Rain Man for nothing.
Keep this up and down.
Don't call me Rain Man for nothing.
Be aggressive. Get it up there.
Brad, this is a tough shot. This shot right here has a tendency to go left on her. She's going to have to hold that blade open.
Come on, Christy.
Well, Rain Man better make a big putt, Julie. That was a very awkward stance.
Now Shen Shen Fung, our leader for birdie, at 1.
Green's pretty quick, this slightly up the hill, and then it levels out at the cup.
She didn't make any putts yesterday to speak of. A couple good par saves during the round, but she went, I'm sure, to work on that last night. Her coach is here. It's going to be something to watch for now with that Sunday pressure amped up. See if Fong can improve her putting today.
Amy Yang, second shot on 2.
Yeah, I guess. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Nat.
This is a 9-iron. What Julie was going to say is just reminding everybody she flew this green yesterday, so she took a little bit of extra time with this club selection for today.
And that's a good spot to putt from. She's going to be putting right up that hill.
Now a birdie putt for Stacy Lewis here at 18. Oh, fantastic, and 6 shots better on this hole than yesterday. That has to feel good. And gets her under par for this final round. Here's the birdie try for Hye-Jin Choi at 1. She'll stay 1 back.
Well, she hit 4 really nice shots there, Joe, and unfortunately come away with a par. But that's a good solid start for the 17-year-old amateur. Chance to win the Women's U.S. Open.
Sung Hyun Park, a lot of peace of mind. She could be the best player on the field, on the grounds today. Love that reverse C sort of look. She's just hoisting the ball up there and sticks it in there tight. Park with a good chance now to make birdie. Singer, this could be one of the best swings in the world, male or female. Julie, you like that action?
Yeah, look at the extension coming up through that ball.
Oh. You know, it's all about having the ability to compress the ball. In order to do that, your swing has to be in a sequence, and that sequence is 2 turns and a swish. It's not turn, swish, turn. And she's got that. She gets her divot in front of the ball. And she's got a lot of power.
Can you text me that?
I will.
Okay, thank you. I can
I may
use
say
that
it
later.
more than once. And, but a good solid par to start for Fung. And we're off to the races.
Here's Saganda for par at 4.
I think 4 is going to be a difficult hole for the leaders.
Birdie, birdie, bogey, bogey for Saganda. Here's Kerr now trying to make her par.
Well, she was running that into the hole.
And that's what she does when she thinks she makes it. She's the queen of walking it in.
See what side that lived out on, the right side?
Right side.
Back on 2T. Here's Choi's drive.
Fairway tilts a little bit from left to right, but he's taking a lovely free cut at it, I have to say. An uninhibited swing.
Yeah. Hang on, hang on. Hang on.
Finds the left center of the fairway. Perfect. Now Fung.
Little breeze off the left. Doesn't make this tee shot any easier because the tree on the left sort of overhangs at about 200 yards off the tee, so you feel you've got to work it round it. But Fung's driving yesterday was remarkable. They weren't just finding the fairways, they were finding the sprinkler heads in the middle of the fairways.
Oh my God, it's mine. Yeah.
Fung, a high ball hitter. That tree's not even in play for her. Amy Yang, while we were away, this is her birdie putt on 2 for a share of the lead. Green running a little against her.
You know, another thing you got to look at when they first start out. This is Park here for birdie. Sometimes when you're a little nervous, you have a tendency not to get the ball of the hole. It seems like They've all started out with nice putting strokes and getting the ball to the hole.
Julie, you mentioned Amy Yang needs a good start. 2 pars isn't exactly what you wanted.
Here is Marina Alex for birdie at the par 5 8th. First team All-American at Vandy, and she is from New Jersey.
Left to right, correct.
She's had a fun week, albeit it's at times frustrating. Here's Shen Shen Feng at 2.
She left herself 151 yards. The pin location is 29.4 from the left. Over a little hump in the green. And going with a 7-iron.
And this is a really perfect hole location for her. She likes to draw the ball in there a little bit.
Go.
Okay, good shot. Good.
Now Choi's second. How much longer did she hit this drive than Feng?
I would say 20 yards-ish. She's got 135, so just less than 20 yards. Ball below her feet with the pin on the left. A little more awkward from this angle.
Doesn't quite get it over that little ridge to feed it down towards the hole. Difficult cross slope putt for Choi. The coach was on the range saying how comfortable she felt today. Now Park with driver on 3. Tight little fit here. Oh boy, that's so much farther than all the other players in the field. That is incredible, the line she took there.
Man, you haven't seen anybody take those bunkers on all week.
Stuck in my little world of golf.
Yeah.
Now Yang. It's got to hang on. That right side of the fairway bounces to the right.
You know, Bradley, too, those power moves are all good and everything, but that Aaron Judge doesn't have to chase down his foul balls like the players do. And you know, my old coach John Redmond always used to say the woods are full of long hitters, and that is a power move. But I think a lot of these players are all about accuracy, especially today. Park being the real power hitter.
Exactly, Zing, and that's you. That's a huge putt for her there after a disappointing bogey start on the easier holes 1 and 2. And now back on 2 green. Choi's first to putt for birdie.
Just doing a little wicket inspection. She seems to have an odd little nuance that she tucks her putter cover before she putts into her back pocket, which is, well, odd. Maybe it's a lucky charm. Well, from here it's definitely down the slope, and it should move a little bit from left to right. This back half of the putting surface slopes from the front to the back. And I've spoken to a few people this morning. These greens, if you get above the hole today, I think they're a little quicker than they have been on the previous 3 days. Drying out a little. Maybe had an extra roll with the iron.
See that graphic there? That's the best 54-hole scores ever by an amateur after 3 rounds. Incredible for a 17-year-old.
She really doesn't even look 17. She hardly plays like an amateur. She's almost on a professional schedule. She's made 6 straight cuts on the LPGA Tour. She just doesn't collect the money.
Well, how about that? Tied for the lead.
That'll calm some nerves right there.
I don't know if she has nerves.
Everybody has nerves, especially on a Sunday of the U.S. Open.
Incredible start. Now Feng, all of a sudden, doesn't have the lead by herself. Chance to get it right back. Little early match play, Julie?
It's still medal play. You got a long way to go.
This one, pretty makeable. She's just seen it. Her playing partner's turn to the right. She held virtually nothing yesterday.
Well, she missed a lot of putts that distance yesterday, especially on the second 9. have to watch that as this round continues.
Well, she's trying to win this championship by going wire to wire with no ties at the end of each round. She led after the first 3 and trying to become the first since 1977 as you look at the faces of the last 5 to do it. Now Cristie Kerr at 4, the par 3 for par.
Well, that's a good par, but Cristie Kerr not off to the start she needed. She bogeyed the 2nd and 3rd, starting around 5 back. Now she's 7 shots off the pace.
Amy Yang to play from the right rough here on 3.
This hole plays about seven yards uphill. And that hole location that's cut over there to the right, she's got to play a smart shot here. We saw her hitting that left bunker yesterday and that making double. So middle of the green here won't hurt her. Par will not hurt her here.
Locations only 6 from the right. Gotta be careful. Nope, stays up, not bad.
Yeah, I think she'll take that one.
Tough right against the high collar of the heavier rough there. Hard to control the face at impact.
You know, she's leading in scrambling too, Brad, so she's 10 out of 12. So let's see if she can make it 11 out of 13.
You can see Park there on the left side of the fairway.
Right now there's a little bit of help. Yes, exactly right. And can you see the person has moved maybe just 2 meters left of the pin? Because it kicks down and we know that's the best spot.
Okay, Sung Hyun's got a beautiful look at this whole location.
Really, she just stuffed her iron on 2. Only 143 yards now. A little shove off there to the right and left that one out today. And if anything, last year, remember watching her court of all, a little bit of bad body language on the bad shots like that. Still very young and inexperienced.
Young and inexperienced, and she's a perfectionist. She does not like to hit bad shots. She's not used to hitting them like we are.
Now Hye-Jin Choi on the 3rd tee. Tied for the lead.
Yeah, much warmer than it was in the previous 2 days when we had a bit of rain, the ball flying a little further, of course drying out. So this hole was playing a drive on the 3-wood one day, but not going to be that today.
Ken and Julie, you know, when she was walking off the practice tee very early, she walked off the practice ground literally an hour before her tee time. She was just looking at her phone, never looked up, never really was paying any attention, didn't talk to anybody else. Interesting.
Well, that's what my 17-year-old used to do too. She looks like in really good rhythm today.
She's got a beautiful golf swing. So composed. Here's her little bio. 2nd ranked amateur in the world. Last year at Cordoval, she was low amateur, tied for 38th. She made 32 out of 35 cuts on the KLPGA as an amateur last year. So like Julie said, she is a professional amateur. Now fun.
Wind at the moment slightly helping.
Tight line for her. Yep, good one. Good angle to come in from, similar to where Fung was. It's Amy Young getting ready to putt her par putt here on 3. Her approach shortened to the right, chipped it shortly there.
She had trouble on this hole yesterday. And sometimes there's just holes that are like that, so I know she just needs to get a par here and move on past this hole to not see it again this week.
Well, it looks like it's only thing going for it, straight uphill. I'm sure she's a little disappointed in that chip shot. It looked pretty basic. Like I said, this would be a big putt for her.
Julie, this could be a huge momentum building putt. Par save early in the round. Another weak stroke. Unbelievable. I know Sung Hyun Park, this is her par putt. She wants to hear that little noise. There it is. Sung Hyun Park. Good up and down here at the third. 2 back. That was a right in this solid part, right in the middle. I love to see putts bounce back like that with that sort of authority. Got backboard shot in basketball. Now Fung, second shot.
You've got 5 behind it to your back shot.
Pin just over a little ridge in the green, a little valley. She's got 160 yards left, a bit of breeze into her. And going with a 5-iron. So normally it's a 5-iron, 175. This is into breeze, a little uphill, so just got to take a little off this. Fraction of an upslope. Get it right, it sort of gathers up here.
Looks left. She hit a few shots left later in the round and got another good kick.
You know, we talked about her length. You know, we saw Sung Hyun Park hit 8-iron into this hole. And Chin Chin's hitting 5-iron. It's a big difference as the day goes on.
Well, let's not forget the back 9 is 90 yards longer than it was yesterday.
Now Choi second.
167, 6-iron.
She finds the same spot as Sung Hyun Park did, just pin high and just off the green here at the second. Edging Choi for birdie on the third from the fringe.
Playing out of order because she's off the green. Just hopped a little, didn't it?
Yeah, putting from the rough there, Ken. It's kind of a little guessing game. Let's see here, you can barely see the ball. Like Ken Brown said, big jump there. There's no loft on the putter to get it over the grass. A lot of times you'll see players use a hybrid. On 5, Jung-Hoon Lee, this is for par. Grab the edge, no. Wickedly downhill from past this whole location today. Now Fung back on 3, her putt for birdie.
Yeah, at the end of short, like that. Okay.
She's had a glimpse at the green book and gets a bit of help from her caddy on nearly every shot. It's downhill, it's going to be swinging from left to right. And it's just a little quicker than you think. Visualizing, seeing the high point, seeing how the ball's going to turn in your mind, and see if you can snuggle it up to the hole side.
A little bit of green change to halfway there. Yeah, pretty good touch.
Now here on 4, Amy Yang.
She has stepped off this putt twice. First time she stepped it off to the hole. The second time she stepped it off to where she wants to let it stop according to speed. This putt is very, very fast, but it's interesting that even in, she can't be but 25 feet, that she's stepping them off and really judging her pace in a very methodical way.
Last 4 years, she has been at the very worst, tied for 4th through 54 holes in a U.S. Women's Open. And well, there she is at 7 under par, putting for birdie, 2 shots back, still looking for her first major.
I think the way you want to break this course down today is really par holes and birdie opportunities, and this is a par hole and a good par at that. There's not a lot of birdie chances here. 4 par 5s not reachable, but should be nothing more than wedges or sand wedges for the players today. Hart, who's about to putt now, Natalie, probably with enough power to reach 15, but other than that, not many.
To your point, I think you explained it. You really have to have a game plan for coming into today, what holes you can attack, what pin placements you can attack, where you need to be smart. And she is definitely the type of player that came into today with a game plan of which holes and which hole locations, and that 1 par 5 that she might be able to get to.
This for birdie.
Good chance for the big hitter. 1 under through 4.
You know, you talk about game plans. Here's Choi for par here at number 3.
She looks steady on these, Julie.
But with a late tee time like this, your caddy gets out there, goes out and looks at some holes, watch some shots go in, so they know really how the green's reacting, and that helps out a lot as a player.
Here's Miriam Lees, second shot on 5. Perfect iron there, right below the hole. 378-yard dogleg left up the hill. Now Fung back on 3. Her little par putt. She's been good with these.
She has. She's been steady as a rock. She had a lot of them yesterday too. I bet you she slept well last night.
Up to 9. Se-Young Kim. Her second shot in a 9.
And where this hole location is, Brad, you actually have to fly it right to the front in order to get to stop.
Kind of like that, Julie.
Just like they dialed it up.
It was a 150-yard shot, and this hole's playing 20 yards shorter. Back on 5. Yu's second shot. This is the most difficult hole on the golf course to find the fairway for the players all week. Both players in this pairing right in the fairway. Yu almost hits the flagstick on the way down.
Yep.
Now here at the tee at 4, Hedge Choi.
Oh, what a dangerous front pin this is. Hole location right at the front of the green, 178 yards. She's going with a 5 iron.
Okay.
Beautiful. She's parred this 4th hole all 3 days. She'll have that for birdie here at the par 3. Same story for Fung. 3 days, 3 pars here at 4.
Been 5 birdies. I should say only 5 birdies here at the 4th. It's a tough hole to fit the ball between that pond and the flagstick if you want to try to get it close.
There's nothing right now as far as you know.
Yes, very, very precise. You've got to be the change in elevation as well. The flag is on 5 from the right.
Ken, this is one of those holes where
behind it.
That's correct.
if you think you can get it close, it's worth taking a chance. But I don't think a lot of the players feel they can get this close. They're just going to bail a little bit long here.
The trouble is, if you go long, you go more than 10 yards long, you go into a valley, you leave yourself a treacherous putt. He's going with a 4 rescue, according to a 4 iron. So it's a nice high flight on this.
She can flight it high enough to get it close, but that's another pull draw for her. Oh my goodness. That is really in no man's land.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it is.
29. Only one bogey through 54 holes for our leader, Shen Feng. 29 straight holes now without a bogey, Ken Brown.
Well, down in 2 from here, should have done miraculously well because it's sitting right down at the bottom of the stubble. The green's running away from him. He's got to have a high floater. He'll go miles in the air if he's going to hold it by the flag. And he has a strong wrist as well to hold that face from shutting up too.
It's about what you would expect, actually. It's hardly worth the risk at this point. Now maybe she can hold that putt, keep her anti-bogey streak alive.
A moment ago, So Yeon Ryu hit that beautiful iron here. She hasn't made a par yet. Still hasn't made a par. 3 bogeys, 2 birdies for the popular #1 in the world. Alongside you, Miriam Lee, with her gorgeous approach. Tap in for birdie. Miriam Lee gets into the tie for 3rd at 7 under.
Now we'll take you back to the 4th green, this par 3. Playing 178 yards today. It'll be Hye-Jin Choi first to play now.
And it was a very brave tee shot. She only just tiptoed over the water by 5 paces or so she's given herself a real chance of a birdie here. From the left, what a swinger.
She made a putt on the last hole before Feng putted from much closer, put the pressure on. Chance for a 2-shot swing if she were to make this. Just runs out of gas.
Talk about the demeanor of the co-leader Shen Feng. And when she came to the U.S., she picked the name of Jenny. She's known as Jenny Money on the LPGA Tour. She said, I don't know, I just look like a Jenny. And then she said, when I wear my cow pants, everyone knows it's Shen. No one else wears them. My pants are made just for me. I want to be remembered for the fun things and the enjoyment of my career. She is enjoyable to watch, and she's been a machine. See if she can run this in to stay bogey free.
She could get that Chick-fil-A endorsement too if she wins this championship. What a personality, just delightful to be around. She has not made any putts of any significant length for a while.
Easy to root for. Will she get it? She slips out of the lead.
It's the first time she hasn't held some share of the lead. She got off to an amazing start this week, birdieing 6 of her first 10 holes and has held or tied the lead ever since until now.
Amy Yang now. This is her 2nd shot on 5 from the left rough.
Yeah, it's gonna that lie a little right to left. It's gonna hoist that thing up in the air.
Tough to get it close to this whole location with this flag on the front, and that is unlucky. That could have come back down that hill.
That's gonna be extremely fast.
Now Park from the fairway on 5.
She just switched from a 9-iron to an 8-iron. She does have this upslope on this par 4. You just hit right into this upslope. So she's got a little bit extra club, and she's playing for some wind. So we'll see if it's there.
See the graphic there, 128 yards. Does a nice job to keep that under the hole. Park with a chance for birdie here at 5.
A moment ago here at 6, Jung-Hoon Lee for birdie. Oh yeah. 3 shots back. It's been a big year. 14 starts, 10 top 10s. Learn more by visiting girlsgolf.org today. Here's So-Yeon Yu at the difficult 6th.
Smart play there. That whole location is so far back there. You better chance of getting to it with a canoe than you do a 6-iron.
Yeah, that's a very scary hole location today. You got to hit a great tee shot to get it in the fairway, and then that downhill second water in play the whole way there at the 6th.
Well, there could be history made here this week at Trump National, the youngest major champions in LPGA Tour history. Obviously, they've been getting younger as we've gone through time, but Hye-Jin Choi is 17. You see the youngest, Ko Henderson and Pressel, all 3 here this week, by the way. Here's the amateur leading by 1.
Not the widest of fairways, this one. Here at the 5th, straightaway hole. Smoker.
It's right in that upslope Natalie Gulbis talked about. Perfect place to play from. Now Fung, after making bogey on 4, important tee shot.
Yes, a slight touch of the left's going, not generally off the tee so far. And she won't carry it as far, but she can actually pitch up a little downslope, make it scoop forward. As always, shaping up for a draw.
And a nice flight there for Fung. She finds the fairway, gets a little run. She needs to get on a run. This is the 5th hole. That's Sung-Yun Park. This putt for birdie to get her to 8 under and 1 shot back. Good aggressive stroke there. Perfect putt for Park. Gets her in 8 under par. Tied with Fung now. Now Amy Yang's putt for par.
Yeah, that's straight up the hill. Sorry, 1 over par today. She can't let those leaders get too far in front of her. That was a pull all the way.
Well, she had left her iron up on the right fringe and had to putt it down that very difficult slope, waiting for the ball to stop rolling.
Yeah, we knew it was going to be fast coming down there, Brad. But again, you know, coming out of the rough, it's just so hard with these hole locations. You got to be coming out of the fairway if you want a chance at birdie.
Said that in the opening, Julie, how important it is to keep it in these fairways. And this 5th fairway is the most difficult fairway for these players to hit all week long. Now Fung, 2nd shot.
Found a flattish lie. She's got 148 yards left of this very front hole location. So to hold it close to it, you've got to fly it in high or use a little bank beyond the pin. Use half a club uphill, this, and use the top half of the pin.
Set. You know, she's hit a couple of those iron shots left, and I'm sure she was trying to stay away from that. That's the same putt that Amy Yang just had, so she's going to really have to watch her speed there.
And now here's Choi with her 2nd.
Little upslope will greatly enhance her chances of landing this softly. 132. Going with an A-time. It's miles in the air.
It's a soft kick to get out of the rough, but on the fringe, and both these players will be challenged with that treacherous downhill right to lefter on this 5th hole to play the most difficult hole on the course yesterday.
How about Miriam Lee putting for birdie at 6? Been absolutely red hot. She was even par through 43 holes in this championship. She is now 7 under over the last 16 and just a couple of shots back. So keep an eye on Miriam Lee. She is hitting the ball brilliantly, rolling it well, and she's in good position.
Well, she had to get off to a good start, Joe, and she has 2 under through 6 holes.
Here's Ai Miyazato, 32-year-old from Japan. Recently announced she'll be retiring from competitive golf, last time at a U.S. Women's Open.
She's going to be sorely missed. She's not, well, first of all, she's probably the biggest Japanese star since Ayako Okamoto came over here. She's done a lot for women's golf, not only in Japan, but here on the USA Tour. She's very well liked, probably one of the most well-liked players on the LPGA, always has a great smile. She's going to be sorely missed.
She's got 3 top 10 finishes in past U.S. Women's Opens, and to 6 we go, and Sung Hyun Park. 1 back.
Already proven it. Her length off the tee is an advantage, hitting 2 and 3 clubs less than the leader Fung was early in the round.
Now Miriam Lee with her tee shot on 7, the little par 3, playing 148 yards.
It's a little par 3, but it is playing the toughest.
Don't tell her that.
Yes, toughest hole out there all day long.
I think this is the easiest hole location on this hole this week. It's over the bunker. Players know how to judge the distance now. There's no wind out there, softer conditions still. It's easy to get them the right distance. It's all about accuracy. Shane Bacon's down on the ground. You to play.
Yeah, the number's 148, but they're playing to 142. She's got 9 iron. We'll have to get all of it. It's actually a fairly friendly hole location on this diabolical 7th green.
With Cameron McCormick, Jordan Spieth's swing coach. Cameron was here earlier in the week. Very pleasant. Always has a smile. Quick and easily approachable. Over on the 5th, it looks like Choi's first to putt.
Good instructions from caddy. Zhong. Downhill all the way. Raking from the right. Not as quick as her playing partner's back, but it's pretty quick, certainly the first half of it. Quite abruptly downhill.
I always liked it being the second player here is watching the speed. I think you can learn so much. Chen Chen looks like she's taking a good look at it.
Good touch there for Choi. Should have that little tap in for par to stay at 9. One of the few that doesn't mark the ball. So many players mark that, clean it, pick it up.
17 years old.
Yeah.
That's what I have to say.
I like it.
Nerves of 17 years old.
You just said she didn't have nerves.
Putting nerves. They all have nerves, believe me. I think you said they didn't have nerves.
Now fun, Ken Brown.
She has an interesting idiosyncrasy as well. She has 2 gloves. One she uses for putting, which looks slightly old and well used, and one she used for hitting full shots. I have no idea why.
She says that she uses a new glove every day, and she says a new glove just doesn't give her the feel that the old one does. So she uses it for about 2 weeks and then signs it and gives it away and starts another one.
That makes a bit of sense. Bernard Langer used to have 2 gloves, one for full shots and one for chipping, because I used to find one with a thin leather on it for chipping. This is slick, very slick.
Wow, she's got the same tester coming back that Amy Yang missed to the left.
Here is Amy Yang at 6 a moment ago. Second shot.
Pretty good shot there. Julie alluded to the fact that Amy needed to get off to a good start today, and she hasn't done that. She's 2 over through the first 5 holes. 5 top 5s in the U.S. Women's Open the last 7 years for Amy Yang.
It's Miriam Lee. Good view at her stroke there. Good read, a little right to lefter. Miriam Lee now tied for second at 8 under. Nice start.
And her and Amy are best buddies. They do everything together. So I'm sure Amy's keeping an eye on her and vice versa.
Now Feng for her par.
Has this huge, long practice putting stroke and a very short-ish backswing when she hits the actual putt. Pressure on here.
Well, unlike Amy Yang, she hits that dead in the center. A little straighter look. Now on 7, there's Yu for birdie. She's got the teeter-totter scorecard looking. 3 birdies, 3 bogeys, and 1 par.
Which I'd have to say is very unlike her. She's usually a very consistent player, but you know what? She made some mistakes and she got them all back.
Now Park at 6, second shot. Just 1 shot back.
She looks like she's in some kind of a mental zone. There's just emotionless, expressionless as she walks from shot to shot.
There's MJ her little touchy putt down the hill. Good par there on the 411-yard dogleg right.
She's having a nice round, 2 under already for her front 9.
So you look down below at the 5th and the 6th. 6th is tucked by the water. And now we'll go to the tee at 6.
Well, it doesn't take Sherlock Holmes to decide the strategy of this tee. It sits there right in front of you from the elevated tee, wide fairway, 44 yards wide. And must find it with this tight pin.
Bogeyed the first hole yesterday and hasn't made a bogey since.
That's right.
She is championship leader at age 17. She doesn't look more than about 15. Now Feng, who's had or shared a bit of that lead since the 10th hole, day 1, is chasing. That's a different feeling. Maybe a more relaxed feeling for her at the moment.
Coming off that nice par save, just 1 shot back.
The difference in distance, and that's significant. That's a good 15 to 20 yards, which is a club or 2 even.
And now here at 18, it's Lexi Thompson for bogey.
A massive gallery following the very popular Lexi Thompson.
Ranked number 3 in the world. A round of even par today, 1 over for the championship. Now back to the green here at 6. Pretty as that.
Beautiful hole, just that little peninsula sticking out there into the pond.
Here's Park for birdie.
Sharply uphill. She just remains expressionless as she goes through her round. Very businesslike, workmanlike look on her face.
She was 7 back after 36 holes. Now she is just 1 back.
That's 13. 13 short. West of the green. It's supposed to be up in distance right now. Yeah, perfect.
The long shots when they release a little bit.
Yeah, well over that red.
How many is it from the right?
9 from the right edge.
Does this look right?
Let's see. Yeah, just a little bit left to right.
There is no more trusted co-pilot out here than Mercer Leftwich, the caddy for Shenzhen Feng.
Well, you got that right.
Got 182 yards. Pin at the back. Anything past trundles into the water, anything right's going to go into the water. You've got a 6-iron. Fortune won't favour the brave here very often.
Go.
It's a terrific shot, and as you all know watching, you cannot win championships with just your ball striking. You have to hold putts. She hasn't done that.
There's Jung Lee at 8 for birdie. So close to climbing within 2 shots of the lead as she competes in her first U.S. Women's Open. Time for our Lexus Tracer. Hedge-in Choi, second shot at 6.
Shot. Oh.
Seems unfazed by the reality that she's leading this championship.
A moment ago, MJ Herr.
Oh, wow.
Oh, what a shot. Well, the yardage was perfect for MJ Herr, and I guess it should have been. Her caddy this week is Mike Abel, who is a local caddy here at Trump National, and he was on the bag for a 15-year-old Jordan Spieth when Jordan won the 2009 U.S. Junior Amateur, his first of 2. And it was after reading an article in Sports Illustrated, Mike Abel said, I want to try and find this Jordan Spieth kid, because they talked about his incredible short game. Boy, were they right.
Now Park, tee shot on 7. Finds the front edge of the green. 9-iron there from 148 yards. Just a moment ago at 11. This is Brooke Henderson. A putt for birdie to get to 2 under par. It's her sister Brittany, her caddy. Well, that's her first birdie of the round. Kind of got stuck a little bit yesterday, and it certainly looked to me like Brooke Henderson was taking a lot longer to play her shots than she normally does. Never really got it going. There's a great look at the 6th green from high above.
Well, I'm surprised that this is the only golf course that Tom Fazio has ever built that's held a major championship. He is one of the premier modern-day architects. He and Trump went around this place dozens and dozens of times to just create what I believe is one of the most beautiful golf courses that I've seen in a while. New golf courses, I should say. It's just spectacular tee to green and just pleasing to the eye all the way around. Dangerous golf course in that there's a lot of water here, Joe. You can make some mistakes that are stroking distance if you're not careful on this golf course. It's one of the more dangerous holes. 2 pretty good looks at it, Ken.
Much easier than I would have thought. Joy, a little unlucky. Hers pitched in a little valley and didn't bounce forward, but she wouldn't want another one from here. So from the valley up to the pin, the hair of movement from left to right. 3s would be a scarce commodity at 6 today.
A lot of putts come up short just like that.
We saw that great shot from MJ Herr at 10. She tapped in her birdie, almost ran it in, but right now 6 under for the week, 3 shots back. Inches away from a 2-shot deficit as Hedge-in Choi pars the 6th and stays at 9 under. Putt coming from Fung in a moment. Chance to tie. Here's Miriam Lee at 8, 3rd shot. 6 iron.
She must have driven it into the rough to be that far back, and that's a difficult shot to hold the green with that much club. That significantly uphill. She did drive it in the left-hand rough. Had to lay up short of the ditch. We'll see the majority of players get it across a little creek in 2.
This
nobody reaching the 8th, Joe. And this for birdie for Fong here at 6.
And to share the lead.
Just continues to boggle her mind how to get one of those putts to drop. Tee to green, she's been spectacular. Got to get the magic wand working. It's magic.
Well, sometimes, Paul, it just takes that one to get you going.
Go back to live action, and Park for birdie.
A difficult putt here, Joe. Breaks hard to the right. Easy to miss it low. You can see the speed there. She made such a good putt on the last.
And Brad, she gets really close to the ball in her putting.
Here's Miriam Lee for birdie at 8. Three under through 7 as Miriam. Birdies at the 1st, the 5th, the 7th. She'll have the rest of that for par. And now to 7 we go with Amy Yang.
This is her par coming out of the bunker. She struggled out of the bunkers this week. Left herself with a long par putt from a very generous lie she drew in the bunker.
Well, that's another bogey there on the card, and she's getting further away. She's going the wrong way today. She's going to have to right the ship here on this par 5 coming up.
Now a birdie putt for So Young Yu, the top-ranked player in the world, here at 8.
She's got it, and that's only the 3rd birdie at the par 5 8th hole today. Played the hardest hole on the course in round 1. Don't see that very often on a par 5.
Now Park for par.
Her demeanor has not changed throughout these first set of holes. Not in the way she walks and her putting stroke. It's been incredibly impressive to watch.
See the way she has worked her way through the week. She sits now tied for 2nd.
Her caddy said she could have easily shot 77 that first round and been right out of the tournament, but she's working really hard in her short game and turned it into a respectable round, and now she's right in the hunt. And that's what you have to do at the Open.
Now Choi on the tee.
Playing 144 on the line they're playing. Flag on 4 just tucked over the bunker. 148. Not a breath of wind.
Absolutely ideal conditions.
Come on.
Peppering flag sticks, hitting fairways. Gorgeous shot.
Now the par putt for Miriam Lee at 8.
Down that way, so.
Back to 7.
No fun with her tee shot. What she said in an interview last night is her favorite hole on the golf course.
Going with an 8 iron. Not much landing area over the track.
Another pull for Fong. That transition getting quick. That club getting a little steep down, and not the Fong we've seen the first 3 days, but still a good birdie putt. Let's go up to 8.
Sunghyun Park. 2 under for her round, just 1 shot back.
And this is one of the purest golf swings I've seen on tour in a long time. It's so impressive to watch, and she's just so powerful and so rhythmic.
She She was right in the thick of it last year at Court of All, unable to recover. Wow, look at another great drive. Last year was unable to recover after her group with Lydia Ko, and Uni G was put on the clock at the 11th hole.
Shen Chen Feng for birdie. Get back into a tie for the lead. She gets some pressure applied to her by her fellow competitor and the amateur, Hejin Choi, has a birdie putt now to go to 10 under. Now up on the ninth, Miriam Lee. That looks like a swing that's lost it to the right. There's some trees over there. Oh, that's a members bounce. That's a good break there.
Just another fairway hit.
That was way right. And back in 7, here's Hejin Choi to go in the lead by 2. And Hejin Choi grabs a birdie here on the 7th. Gets to 10 under par. Can you believe it? And up to the 11th hole. This is MJ her second shot on the 11th. Beautiful little par 4 here, 378 yards. That was from just over 100 yards.
Yeah, you just have a little area right there to get that ball, have a nice birdie chance.
And now second shot here at the par 5 for Seung-Hun Park.
249 to the hole, but she's got 237 to the front right. I would think she could just take something up the right side and have a really nice angle for her third.
Can you see?
Well, she's got at least 3 wood in her hands.
She's aiming just over the first bunker. Kind of the larger part, which is about 230 to carry. She's got a great lie. And she might have an extra gear. We're going to see right now.
Either bunker's bad. If you can get it up in there, she'll be the first. That's for sure. Straight uphill. Okay.
I don't think that was the smart play there. She had a lot of room to the right.
I don't think that's a very hard bunker shot, though. So we'll see if she can get that up and in.
And now our leader, Hejin Choi, at 8.
Just been waiting for the fairway to clear. Teed up tight to the right block. She's seeing a raking draw as well. She can take the tight line and get a bit of run.
Leading by 2. It's gone 24 holes without a bogey. "17 years old and fearless." Shen Chen Feng will be next. She has parred this par 5 each of the first 3 rounds.
She certainly can't reach in 2, so just needs to dolly one up the middle. A little left.
And bunker.
She's going to have to work that out. She's got that one miss, and that's to the left. It's not a two-way miss yet.
Miriam Lee's second shot after that fortunate break off the right trees.
At a 7-iron on the way from 156.
Oh, and right on line for Miriam Lee. Miriam Lee with her birdie putt to get to 9 under. Perfect place to putt from. A little uphill right to left. Couldn't tell if that was a pull or misread. Good chance for a birdie gone.
You know, how her driving goes is how her scoring goes. If she can get the ball in the fairway, she's tough to beat.
See that start there. 3 under for Lee. Up to 11. Saw her approach here. This is to get to 7 under. Good accelerating stroke there. Boy, that broke all the way across the hole. And remember that for when the leaders get there. How much slope is around this hole location?
We saw the second shot with 3-wood in her hands, and here's Park out of the bunker at the par 5.
She's got the lovely drainage river at the bottom of the hill. Just 170 to clear that. She's got a risk of a clip up to 3 on nice line, far enough away from the lip, but still got to get a good contact.
Park is only 34% up and down percentage out of the bunkers this season. It's just not a great shot. She had a kind of a weird stance. Unhinged her a little bit. Look, I think I'd like to see her sit down just a little bit lower in these bunkers, try to get that club to slide through there a little bit better. Guarding against going past the hole.
Now the second shot here at 8 for Fong. And the layup on the par 5.
That's pretty courageous.
Probably just hitting like a little 4 hybrid out of there. And she took on that little creek there, which
Sure
is gutsy.
did.
You know, but she's going to have a nice little iron shot right into that whole location on the left.
Now Hye-Jin Choi, our leader.
Shot. Good shot.
And a nice shot for Hye-Jin Choi as she plays the par 5, and the best finishes by an amateur since 1967. Catherine Lacoste, a winner that year, and then the rest. Right now you've got Hye-Jin Choi leading by 2. Here's Lee at 10, second shot.
Beautiful downhill second shot.
Yeah, nice shot.
And a beautiful shot from Jung-Eun.
I'll say. Well, the 6 unders are starting to get a little bit out of touch. Doesn't look like Choi's about to make any mistakes. 17-year-old looking rock solid.
Park now for birdie at 8.
Even though she did leave herself with a very difficult bunker shot, this is a very makeable birdie putt she has here. Just straight back up the hill into the green, and she can go ahead and give it a good solid stroke at it.
She's got this beautiful, fluid, rhythmic stroke. Natalie kind of marveled at it so far, and I think we're both impressed with just the stoic nature of the way she's going about this final round here.
She has. She looks forward. She stays at the same pace when she's walking. Her demeanor doesn't change, whether she hits a good shot or a bad shot. And it's really translating into the tempo of her golf swing, the tempo of her putting stroke. It is very, very interesting to watch and incredibly impressive.
It's a little bit like Dustin Johnson. It's just kind of almost unflappable. You don't know what's really going on if she's making bogeys, pars, or birdies.
I agree, and she's saving energy by going about it this way. Not getting real high or low. At least it doesn't appear to look on the outside.
Oh my goodness, dead center. And again, just an expressionless reaction to that. She's been here before. She had a chance. There's a smile. She had a chance last year. Hit it in the water at the 18th hole, going for it in 2. And easily the longest hitter that's in contention.
Now here at 10, Miriam Lee.
Yeah, good ball.
Great shot.
Heavy rough down the left side.
Now to the shortest hitter in contention.
I'm going to say pretty close to that because this side slopes all back to us. This was the side I was seeing it spin. Yeah, perfect. No, 52 won't stay on the green.
A bit longer.
Yeah, 52 wouldn't hold the green. I like that.
And I mean, we need to maybe play a little right.
Just go just slightly more on the right of the pin.
And such a vicious upslope as well. Going with a gap wedge from 198 yards. Plays sort of half a club uphill and the green faces you, so you should be able to nip this and get it to stop and come from a decent height too.
Really haven't seen anybody stick it in here close.
Good shot there.
It's been the norm. Part of the problem with this shot, and I think what unnerves the players a little bit, is they cannot see the bottom of the flag even from 98 yards. There's a look at that. Unflappable joy at the moment. He's 17 years old, and what are we going to see unfold here? Is an amateur going to be able to pull off this championship?
Hedge and Joy, our leader by 1 with a birdie putt at 8.
Nice gallery around this green. And she's certainly got a lot of support. Anything above the cup on this hole, you know it's going to be quick. It's no exception.
She's played this 8th hole at 1 under par for the week. As she taps in for a 5.
Now a hole ahead on the 9th. Ironically, playing the easiest on this first 9. And that's the look of a ball that's going high, right down the middle. Park hit every fairway this night.
It's just going to leave her a little short iron shot in there too. Take advantage of that hole location.
Now Fung, another chance. She's got to make one of these.
She does have to make one. This is the range. You know, you can go on dry spells that last 6 weeks sometimes. Now's not the time for the dry spell. She's got to do it though. One of these times, you figure. She's been so good on the shorter putts.
Tester coming back. Young Eun Lee for birdie at 10.
Well, you get the feeling it's a now or never for the 6 unders.
Little extra look here for Fung for this par putt to stay 2 back.
Yeah, just a little left, right. Yeah,
Trying to win wire to wire, Julie, and now the lead slipped away. She's 2 back.
Yeah, I think sometimes when you're trying to make a putt, you try too hard and then your speed gets off and you forget about the things that got you there. You got to match the speed with the line.
Able to sneak it in the side for par. Still 2 back.
I know, it turned hard. Snap.
I didn't see that.
Now this is the 9th hole. Park's second shot.
She has a 9-iron in her hand. She's in a divot after that beautiful drive. 282 yards she hit that off the tee and right in a grass divot. It's manageable though.
Well, it isn't manageable. Way behind that. Certainly intimidated her enough, and that's halfway to the green. Bad luck.
Give you some of the highlights. Hye-Jin Choi is our leader, the amateur, 17 years old, and here she is early in her round at the second for birdie.
She bogeyed the first hole yesterday, Joe, and hasn't made a birdie since.
She ties Feng there at 9 under. Now here is Shen Shen at 4.
And fairly flawless all 3 rounds tee to green, but today not the case. She's got something going in there that's causing her to hook that ball, whether it's the early wrist cock or whatever, or just a little bit of Sunday U.S. Open pressure. But she went on to make a bogey there. This looked like maybe a putt that she was about to make. These are the mid-range putts she gave herself all day yesterday and today. She hasn't holed one yet.
That's her first bogey since the 10th hole of the second round. Now it's Park, who's been so impressive. Here she is at 5 for birdie.
She's just kind of moseying along. She's got the power. She's 2 or 3 clubs longer than Shen Shen has been this week, and taking advantage of her power today. And Miriam Lee, what a score she's trying to post. 3 under on the day. What a shot at 7, right over the flag. She was able to tap that in for birdie.
Joining the group in second at 8 under now. Hye-Jin Choi at 7 for birdie.
This was really to get to 10 under and just lock up that lead. Long way to go, though.
Now here's Park at 8, the par 5 for birdie.
2 monster shots back to back, put it right in the green side bunker. Decent bunker shot to there, and able to bury that putt.
That gets her to within 1, but she is in a bit of trouble up ahead here at 9. Here's our leader.
Okay.
Taking a beautiful line there, that American flag. Perfect target for these players.
Yeah, she's got a lot of power too, Brad. She's hitting it equally as long as Park at the moment.
Now up ahead on this 9th hole. Bad break for Park being in that divot. Now she's got to get this up and down. Not too bad. That's right where Miriam Lee's birdie putt was from. So that'll be that little bit of right to lefter. Keep up your body language there. And now here on 9. Fun.
Time for our Lexus Tracer, Brad.
This hole fits her eye. A little bit of a fade. That bunker is not in play for any of the players in this field.
Okay, good shot.
2 in a row, right at that Old Glory, well back of where Choi's drive is.
A moment ago at 10, here's the 3rd shot from Miriam Lee. So the rest of that to stay at 8 under, 2 back. 3 under for this final round so far. And now here it is for Park.
Well, Julie, we were talking about it in the break. It all gets cranked up here at the last 9 holes of these major championships. She's got to go through her shadow.
Yeah, this is where, these putts are crucial, especially when you're 2 back. Just don't want to get any more daylight between them.
Well done. Nice up and down to stay at 8 under.
She missed the drive on the left-hand side. That's a good recovery. Nice par.
Before Miriam played, this was So-Yeon Yu putting for birdie at 10. 7 under. She's got just 2 pars all day. Otherwise, it's been bogey or birdie. She's not in bad position, just 3 back, and the #1 ranked player in the world as we go back to 9 and Park for par.
16 feet she still has left to save this par. She had a nice approach from 67 yards, and as you just heard David say, it's uphill, so she'd like to repeat that putt that she just made on the last hole for birdie.
Bax, it's been such a good run. Her last bogey during round 3 of the 5th hole. 9 birdies since. She shot a 30 on the back 9 yesterday.
And that tied a U.S. Women's Open record for the lowest 9 holes ever shot, Joe. Incredible. This is a pressure-packed putt right now for Park. Safe par. Expecting that ball to break to the left.
Got a bit unlucky with a perfect drive right down the middle of the fairway. Lands in a divot.
Some of those divots are sanded, some are growing in like that one was, like Natalie said. It was just a seeded divot.
It's probably one of Lexi's.
Probably one of Lexi's.
So the lead now for Hedge and Choi is 2 as we welcome you inside our booth just off the 18th hole. I'm Joe Buck with Paul Azinger and Julie Inkster, and you don't see any fear in the eyes of Hedge and Choi. You don't see any bend. Her game is on. She's got length off the tee. Hard to remember that she's an amateur and just 17 years old.
Well, she's got the 9 toughest holes she's ever going to play coming up. I think the championship starts on the back 9. You got a lot of great players behind her. You got some holes out there on the backside I think you could take advantage of and make some birdies. You got a couple tough holes like 13, 16, 17 where pars are going to be your friends. But she doesn't seem right now to have any kinks, but she's going to start feeling it when she tees it up on that 10th tee.
Yeah, and this back 9's 90 yards longer than it was yesterday, and one possibly reachable par 5 on 15, but she's got to keep putting the ball in the fairway. She's got really, I think the same amount of power as Park does. They can both bomb it. They're running first and second right now, and that's been a huge advantage. Fung, who's had to sleep on the lead a couple times, here she is right here, is now in chase mode. And you know, like I said, you cannot win with your ball striking alone. Look at the sweet spot on that hybrid, just dead center. Okay. She hits it nice. She's got a hole of putt.
It is off the right.
Pin on the front right of the green, just 3 from the right edge. Wind off the right as well. And her natural shot is a draw, so to get this close, she's really got to see if she can cut one into the breeze and get it to land softly. A rescue 4-iron, equivalent.
She's just giving up so much distance. We've seen her hit these hybrids, these rushy clubs very close.
Julie, it's starting to wear on her.
Sure?
Yeah.
Some of these players hitting 2 to 3 to 4 clubs less than she is into the par 4s.
Yeah, it does wear on you.
Now Choi second.
This is where the extra power comes into it. Yanni Sang had it. The ability to cut the ball, hit it hard enough to hold it into the breeze. This whole location is absolutely critical. You can do that if you're going to get it close. Going with a 6-iron from 158 yards. So she's going to take a little bit off this.
In the range, her preferred ball flight is just this high, straight shot. Never missed the center of the club face.
I love the way a caddy always says just before she hits, good shot. We've heard that a lot today.
Was a good shot.
While we were away, Sunghyun Park at 10, second shot.
Screen sits in there at a 45-degree angle. Architect's tool to trick players. Pin high left there would have been off the green. That's a pretty good shot. A good look as she gets the final 9 holes going of this Women's Open Championship.
Miriam Lee, chance to get within 1, birdie on 11.
Hard to get this to the hole.
Good
Straight
look at
uphill. Oh, what a great roll. It's got to have a little tricky little right to lefter coming back.
A moment ago, Chen Fung. Finds the fairway at 10. Hedge and Choi, our leader, is next to play.
Bit pressure on the top of the hill there. The wind Slightly across from the left, maybe a fraction against.
What a tee shot that is, and that's long also.
Well, these two, David Fay, played out of order here on 10.
Yep, and that's okay in stroke play. I suspect she needed a comfort stop, and it's not giving either player an advantage, so that's fine. And actually, it's encouraged, helps the pace of play.
She was asked this week about coming over here. She said, when I was first traveling over here, my goal was to make the cut. If I made the cut, just looking for top 10. Leading by 2. Here's Miriam Lee at 11 for par.
She's playing along Sung Yu, and she made par. Oh,
it's a big mistake right there. I mean, you'd have to stand in on 11 tee. You'd have to be thinking this is a birdie hole.
Incredible.
A birdie chance.
Julie almost makes birdie. Now, that's her first bogey since Friday.
There's Lydia Ko at 18. This for par. Disappointing week for the #4 player in the world, 2-time major champion. Only one top 10 through 6 U.S. Women's Open Championships. Now the birdie try for Park at 10.
She played this hole just the way you're supposed to. Perfectly in the center, gave herself a nice leave, and now downhill birdie putt's going to be very fast.
Her Achilles heel on these final rounds has been her putter. Let's see if she can just suck it up today and win the mental battles required to win these championships.
Still 2 back with the leader Choi in the middle of the fairway behind her here at 10. Another tough Sunday at Women's Open for Amy Yang. This for bogey.
She got into trouble off the tee, was in some thick rough, had to punch out, and just can't miss fairways here. It's pretty generous off a lot of these fairways, and missing fairways leaves you with stuff like this.
4 over for this final round. And 4 under for the championship. Now 6 shots back. Here at 14, MJ Herr. He's parred this hole every day.
This hole's playing 21 yards longer than yesterday. Fairly accessible pin right there.
Can't do it much better.
All right, that's a nice shot, Joe.
And you've got, I've got like 5 behind, directly behind it. No. And here's the whole green. It's just obviously left to right.
So 77 total.
Yes.
It's a long shot. So 1 to 9 calls a 10 short, which is
67.
67, and it should be more left.
It should be more off the left.
Okay, 500.
Okay.
You could play a little left to right, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
8 under for the championship, 7 under on this back 9. The friendly confines of the back 9. How will it work out today? She's led the entire week.
Came in with a 1-shot lead. She's 1 over for this final round. She trails by 2.
Here we go. Well, I don't think she has any trouble from that range.
How good was that 5-iron?
That was fabulous, Joe. And maybe she's decided to go with plan B. Yesterday was plan A, play conservative. If the putts are going in, great. If the putts aren't going in, plan B, hit it closer. So far, plan B.
저쪽으로 가도 나쁘지 않으니까.
Not sure.
저기 카메라 그 벙커 우측 끝. 거기 보고 괜찮아.
From 153 yards, 7-iron, wind straight across. Green tilts the ball from left to right. So if you're really on your game, you can just put a little bit of draw, hold into that breeze and shape it into that left pin.
Fade. Shot.
Oh. First real sign of trouble here with Qianqian Feng right there next to the hole, about to get to 9 under.
She flushed it. That was hit right slap dab on the sweet spot.
Cal Park's tee shot on 11. Oh, driver, nice high fade. Gets the kick back. Almost into the fairway.
Our leader out of the bunker at 10.
Well, she's only been in 3 bunkers all week. She's gotten 2 of the 3 up and down. She's going to have to make a good putt now to save par here at 10.
The lead is 2 on the scoreboard that you see. It's in essence 1. Qianqian Feng is right here. And this is while we were away. This is to get the 9 under 1 back and potentially share the lead. Just her second birdie since the 12th hole on Friday. The 18th yesterday and number 10 here today, but she's sitting at 9 under at this moment, 1 shot back.
Well, we got a chance for a 2-shot swing. Both of Feng's birdies were kick-ins. Choi was shocked that her ball went over the green. I know her caddy was. You could hear him say, "Nice shot," and that ball was 3/4 of the way there.
Get a little adrenaline going on the backside of a U.S. Open. That's what you got to figure out as a player.
See the birdies by round. Start that Qianqian Feng got off to with 6 on Thursday. This for par.
Marginally downhill. Cup looks to be tipping towards the back of the green, but the slope of the green going the other way, so it may not be that easy to read.
That'll be her first bogey since the opening hole yesterday.
It's 2 putts in a row she's missed. I think she thought she made. About the same length on 9 for birdie. And a 2-shot swing.
Sungyeon Park here from just in the intermediate rough, 110 yards. Her coach Brian Mogg said to me earlier this week that all they do is work on wedge play. She's so competitive, she doesn't want to be told anything. And a good safe shot for Park.
Second shot for So Yeon Yu at 12.
That's a wedge on the way from 118. Got to get up.
And it does.
Good.
She's right there, just 2 shots back now, So Yeon Yu. Here's MJ Her for birdie at 14. 6 under.
27-year-old just moved to Dallas.
Now second shot, Miriam Lee at 12.
Oh, wow, that's a great shot there up the hill. Can't see the putting surface from where they're hitting that second shot from. Beautifully judged.
Now on 11, Feng's drive.
Shot.
Birdie there on 10 to get her back in a share of the lead. Now her favorite 9 holes and the most important 9 holes she's going to play. And now Choi's driver here.
Again, power a huge advantage as long as you find the fairway this elevated green, which is like an upturned wok. So getting a nice little short iron in here makes one heck of a difference.
Great shot.
Good to see that right after the bogey there. Pipes it down the middle and on the high side of the fairway.
Made a nice birdie here yesterday. Her driver swing is just beautiful. It's so fluid. Pops off of that club face.
Now up at the green, this is Parked, getting a share of the lead.
Very quick. I know I've said that a lot today, but there are a lot of these putts that you have to play it safe and smart. You end up with a lot of really fast, quick putts coming back down, and this is another example of this one from the left side of it.
Just over 23 feet. See the color of the green there. That Natalie Gulbis said how quick this is. There's a good view. Lighter color, the sheen there of being down green.
And for all the talent Sunghyun Park has, she's still looking for her first LPGA win. As Paul said, sometimes on that backside, the putter gets a little bulky. She gets a little too close to it. So far, putting well.
She's won 10 times on the Korean Tour, Julie. She knows how to win.
Beautiful touch there.
Great pace. Very nice.
Shows the speeds of the greens here at Trump Bedminster. Double cut and rolled last night, and same thing again this morning. Remember, she shot 30 in this second 9 yesterday coming in. She, like Fung, loves this 9.
Here's So-Yeon Yu at 12 for birdie.
It's going to move slightly to her left. She's been red hot as of late, and if she gets this to go, it'd be her 9th birdie in her last 18 holes.
She'd be one off the lead.
This is the best female player on the planet. You have to believe she'd be the most confident.
Won the ANA Inspiration earlier this year. Still 2 back.
60.
Now Fung's second shot. Hope she didn't listen to Ken Brown.
7 iron from 157. She found the fairway.
She just gets it over that false front. Leaves herself a lengthy left to right uphill birdie putt.
Birdie try here at 12 for Miram Lee.
This will be a nice bounce back after missing a short par putt at 11.
12 playing as the second easiest hole today, and that's another missed chance for Miram.
크면은 더 가볍다. 그냥 짧아도 핀하고 엣지 사이에다가 놓고 그냥 스윙한다 생각으로 치는 거야.
하기 더 가요?
가.
Now Choi's second.
What a tee shot. Absolutely in perfect spot. The mayor's office, 129 gap wedge. She should give herself a chance of a birdie here.
47 yards past Fung's drive. Caddy. Good shot like he has all day long. Our leader Fung with a putt for birdie to tie the lead.
Quick around the hole.
Break around the hole. Oh, like Miram Lee grabs the top edge.
She knew right away that she hit it too firm. She was saying sit before it got halfway there.
That was one of those good break, bad breaks, but she'll have that tester back up the hill. And Now you look at Choi with that interesting way of lining up the putt, crouching perpendicular to the line. Ken Brown couldn't be a better place to putt from.
I totally agree. It's up the slope. There's a little bit of left to right break. You just got to keep the pace on it, otherwise it will weave to the right if it dies. This is a real opportunity.
Julie, David Ledbetter, famous golf coach, Michelle Wee's coach, former coach to Lydia Ko, just sent me a note saying Surrey Pat's manager called him and said, hey, there's this cool 17-year-old coming over to play this week from Korea. You might want to coach her. And he says, I don't think she needs one.
But Lydia Ko did?
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, this is her third straight this type of length putt that she's had in the last 3 holes.
Wow, did that break a lot?
Broke a lot. She's got a little bit left on.
Up ahead at 12. It's Park, her second shot.
This is Sandwich from 94. It's a tucked hole location, but she can use the backstop.
That's a massive tee shot. And then there's the advantage of that kind of power. Goodness, what a shot that is.
Paul, she went ahead and took on those bunkers right there, no problem.
She'll have that to tie for the lead. Meanwhile, this for par for Fung.
Uphill, ordinarily a simple putt. With the pressure of this back nine here to win this U.S. Women's Open. Good stroke there. Look at that graphic.
She should just tell herself from now on the birdie putts are for par, because her par stroke is perfect.
Joe Buck, sports psychologist, folks.
Well, hey, it's true, because truthfully, can be a difference. I mean, it's like a hurdle to get over mentally, the difference in a birdie putt and a par putt. And I think everybody that watches knows what I'm talking about. And there's no different for a player at a high level. If you miss birdie putts, you start to get psychological about it. You bury the par putts.
Choi, her tap in. She makes par in this final pairing, tied for the lead.
Choi is looking to become the second amateur to win the U.S. Women's Open. Of course, Catherine Lacoste pulled off the feat back in 1967. Joe?
Here's Shen Chen Fung at 12 with her tee shot, our co-leader. And Hye-Jin Choi, who is about to tee off here at the 12th, had to win a qualifier in Korea for only the one spot available to get into this U.S. Women's Open, and here she is, tied for the lead.
Short par 4 12. And going with the driver, so this hole really bottlenecks up at 260 yards, so she's taking that narrow gap on. Not necessary.
Oh boy, that makes a big difference. Shooting up the hill to a tucked pin from the rough.
Over on 13, this is Yu's second shot.
Brad, that's out of a divot and a mud ball. And that's at it left.
Oh. Watch where this ball ends up. It's got to miss another divot party down there. She has that huge, closely mown slope to battle up against.
This for a share of the lead for Park. 9 under. Three tied at the top, with So-Yeon Yu 2 shots back, the #1 player in the world. Getting fun here at Trump National. We pick it up here with our co-leader Sung Hyun Park.
Just watch this golf swing.
Beautiful dogleg left here, Natalie. She's got to lose sight of this golf ball to keep it in the fairway, and that's a gorgeous line.
Position A too, perfect. She's hit it so well.
Coming in here with the short iron is such an advantage right here, especially with that hole location. She birdied this hole yesterday, looking to get back to back.
11 total. 1 to land 11.
Now Shen Cheng Fong at 12.
How many from the left?
It's only 3 from the left.
And small carry too, right?
Yes, yeah, so plenty just right of it.
No left to right, mean?
Yep.
Left to right and slightly helping the breeze. 108, and just the pin is so tight to the left side. Even if you carry it on the line of the pin, it's going to kick on. So favouring the right of the pin. Gap wedge. There is a bank behind the flag that you can bump the board into too. Very difficult to get close.
She likes this hole. She's birdied it twice this week. Good look here.
This is the third shot of Yu in 13. We saw her second end up down here after driving into a divot. This is an impossible shot. Unless you're Yu. What a play! Banged it into that hillside. That's like a bank on turn 3.
Probably why she's our #1 player in the world.
And now back to 12-second shot for co-leader Choi.
Oh my, this is not easy. And the line she's coming in from, she's got 99 to the front, and the flag's just 4 over the trap. Landing on a downslot, coming out of the rough. Doesn't want to be greedy here.
Sit. Sit.
Did exactly what she needed to do, Ken.
Here's Lee's putt for par on 13, playing alongside Yu. You see her coin. Desperately needs this putt. Stay within 2. Got out of position on the tee, off the tee. We know how deadly that can be on this 13th hole. 2 bogeys for Lee to start this final 9. 3 shot back now. And up on 17, this is Se-Young Kim for birdie. That puts her to 5 under. That's a good-looking golf swing right there. Now on 13, Yu for an incredible up and down and par.
Brad, she's wearing shoes that say, I love golf, and I'd love golf a lot too if I had chip shots like that.
Skill and nerve to do what she just did, and beautiful stroke to finish up that hole. Bad break off the tee, landing into that divot. And Yu only 2 back. The world's #1 player, and a fist bump. Should have given 3 or 4 fist bumps. Here's the #1 players so far this season. We saw Lydia Ko, first 23 weeks. Chitanagarn, 2 weeks. She missed the cut. Now Yu.
Jung-Eun Lee for par at 14. Now 4 back. Back to the green at 12.
That was a very high quality approach from Choi there out of the rough. It was exactly what she should have done. And she's left herself a putt. She's lucky it didn't come running back down the slope. If she's stuck at the top of the bank, it's going to swing very hard from right to left downhill. Just checking how much downhill it is. It's probably, the ball is probably 2.5 feet higher up than where the hole is cut. Still got a little putter cover sticking out her back pocket. It's very difficult to get the pace and the line just right with these type of putts because there's such a lot to take into account.
Yeah, it looks like all she has to do is just get it over that first little part there, Ken, and it should just trickle all the way down to the hole.
It's one of those ones, if you get it slightly wrong on your launch, you can get it miles out when it gets to the cup. But it is mighty quick.
talk about all that leaderboard, a lot of the Koreans. You know, 1998, Sari Kwok started the whole sensation, win in the Open. The Blackwood Run, one of the toughest golf courses I've ever played.
Julie, if we go back to the 9th hole, Choi had a putt for a 3-shot lead. Now she's tied.
But, you know, you talk about that. I think Shin Shin's par on 9 was just as big.
She just hit that manhole cover of a coin that Feng's using. Slowed that ball down a good foot or so. Watch this. Ugh. She actually moved the coin twice to get it to there. I remember one time I was playing with Mike Donald and asked him to move his coin and ran right over it and drained the putt. He gave me the worst look of all times. Nice read.
A moment ago, co-leader Park, just 129 yards with a wedge. Stay there, ball. That goes all the way down. Good spin there. Like Paul Azinger said before, she has the strength to stop any shot into these greens.
A little right to left, yeah. That's kind of what the green.
Easy to see it's right to left. It's just how much right to left it is.
Doesn't look like a whole lot.
No, I mean the numbers are really small.
But I'm still seeing. Does this have a cup out?
Yeah, it's definitely outside that hole.
Pretty flat.
Totally agree. Yeah, flat bottom.
The green plan book suggests it isn't going to turn perhaps as much as your eyes would think.
Such a different effort. Very weak effort on the birdie putts. Much more convicted on the par putts.
She's just missed a bucket full of those the last 2 days. Now here on 14, So Yeon Yu. Birdied this hole yesterday.
5. Go.
Actually, everything will feed down towards that hole or up towards that hole if you can get it moving. Pretty intimidating from the tee. Now, this would have been a gimme if she would not have hit that coin. Instead, a little knee knocker, no problem.
Still a 3-way tie at the top, with Park up ahead on the green at 13.
Here she is with this birdie putt to take the lead.
Her distance is really an advantage for her this week. She had 3 clubs less than Amy Yang into this hole and into quite a few of the holes. It just allows her to get close to these pin placements that many players can't. She had a wedge into this hole and leaving herself with a very makeable birdie putt.
It's not like Amy Yang is short. Amy Yang's one of our longer hitters on the tour too. She, her disposition has been the same all day. I played with her 3 weeks ago in Arkansas for 2 days. First time I've ever played with her. Was totally impressed. Laid a little 66 on me the first day. See, we're talking about 2 different shades of greens here. Looks like she's got a little bit down green and then back up into the green.
Got it. Oh, boy, just lost its speed. Good looking effort there. Bad call on my part.
We call that an early call, Brad.
It's exactly right. It looks so good.
Caddy Mark says good putt there, and that's all you can do. Sometimes you just got to hit good putts.
Now back on the tee. Fung to play first.
Suits her eye, the little draw, but there is a water hazard left if you happen to overhook it. I'm not seeing anyone do it as yet.
She's not going to be able to take on as much as Sung Hyun Park did. She's going to just aim out of the right side of those trees on your left-hand side.
Left.
Finds the fairway, but that's well to the right of where she needed to be. So that'll be a longer shot. Difficult to hold this screen that far back. Now Choi's tee shot.
She's taking a much more acute angle across the corner of the dog leg. This whole dog leg's from right to left. Choosing a line. Not quite a Bubba Watson off the 13th of Augusta, but that type of thing across the edge of the trees.
Great position for the co-leader, Hye-Jin Choi.
Yeah.
Shen Chen Fung discussing her second shot here in the 13.
Yeah, we want to keep it right at this pin.
183, and his caddy's saying keep right at the pin. 4 yards to the left, and you get gathered into one of those gathering sluices.
Ken, those are strict orders. Keep it right at this flag stick.
Yeah, these are strict orders. If you hit down there, the chances of getting down into are probably 3 in 10.
Well, the good thing, the last 5-iron she hit it about a foot. So she's got good memories.
Sit.
Straight at it.
Soft. Stop.
That's the problem, being so far back there. And actually, a good break. It wasn't just a tad bit left. That would have gone all the way down the hill.
It just goes down a little bit.
Decent chip shot from there.
Head down a little low area.
Up ahead here at 14, it's Park, co-leader at 9 under.
And Park only hit a sand wedge to 13 while Fung's hitting a 5-iron. Now it's got to carry that bunker. What a shot. What a shot.
Birdied here the last 2 days. Our co-leader with a good look at birdie here at 14.
Now Hye-Jin Choi's second shot some 40 yards past Fung's tee ball. Attack flag stick now for her with 9-iron. Too cautious out to the right.
Yeah, being very respectful of that left-hand side there. That's not a bad miss, though.
Julie, I think watching Fung's shot had to scare her a little bit. They're now up on 15. Young Lee, third shot from this tricky, awkward bunker shot. We saw Fung hit one of the best shots ever, and that matches it. Hard to control that distance. 55 or 60 yards, picked it clean.
Now Marina Alex really showing well in her home state. From New Jersey, this for par, 4 under for the championship. Fantastic. She should be so proud. Wayne Hills High School graduate, All-American at Vandy.
She's having her best year ever, too, Joe. She's just had a lot of top 10s. She's playing very well this year.
Low American-born player here this week in the U.S. Women's Open, now to 15.
That's Christy Kerr. Disappointing day, 3 over par on the round. It's birdie to get her to 2. It's been the easiest hole all week long. And another putt for Kerr slides by.
Some of the storylines as we make our way to the stretch run here in this Women's Open. Hye-Jin Choi would be the second amateur and the first since 1967 to win this championship. Shen Chen Fung would be the first wire-to-wire champion since 1977, and Hollis Stacy and Sung-Hyun Park seeking first career major win. Last year just had a rough weekend, tied for third in the end, 2 shots out of the playoff in last year's U.S. Women's Open at Court of Ball.
Oh, pretty straight.
Yeah, if anything, the arrows are showing slightly right to left, but not a lot. Okay.
Arrows meaning Green's book showing the break to the right. Now Fung's chip shot.
Found a nice lie. It's a little still on the tufty bits. It wouldn't be too difficult to go underneath it, but could be a lot worse.
Okay, like that.
Well, that Green book was wrong. That went to the left when it hit. First kick. Up to 15 after Lee's beautiful shot out of the bunker. The birdie to get to 6. Looks like she's got to birdie these, Julie.
Yeah, it's got a nice little read from Christy Kerr too. Just doesn't break as much.
She's birdied that 3 days in a row. 6 under par.
It's a well-earned Sandy right there.
She won a tournament in the KLPGA Tour this year, shooting 18 under par. So she knows how to shoot low scores, and she needs to make 3 birdies in a row. And now back on 13 green, the amateur Choi for birdie.
A lot of help from her caddy. He was a semi-pro in Korea.
네, 거기 우측에. 네, 거기. 오르막 좀 가야 돼.
응, 오르막 갔다가 위에서는 평지성 살짝 오르막이거든. 결이 역결로 돼 있으니까.
거의 오르막.
What do you say, Julie?
He said this putt's going to go a little bit right to left and be quick.
Might be a good idea to make it. 33 feet.
Or just 2 putt. I knew I should have took a language in high school.
Look at this. Oh! Puts the brakes on inches before taking the lead again. A nice little wry smile from Choi. There's her card. 2 birdies going out. That lone bogey on 10. And I'll go up to 14.
And Park for birdie.
Very makeable birdie putt here. She had a beautiful shot. It actually almost went in the hole, just rolled over the right side of the cup. Be a very well-deserved birdie after her shot in.
Only 2 birdies here all day.
Let her in. Get down.
To 13.
Fung's par putt.
I was conscious he doesn't quite swing the putter far enough sometimes.
She's 5 feet here. She does a good job there. The stroke's better when it's a right to lefter. Good up and down for Fung to stay in that 3-way tie at 9 under.
Especially having to hit 5-iron into that hole.
Oh,
I wouldn't want to do that.
And it's really kind of become a power versus finesse and experience versus the unknown here. Fung's the only one that's won a tournament. She's won 7 times on the LPGA Tour and a major championship. Choi only 17, the amateur, never won before. And Park, with all the power, along with Choi, have 2 par 5s that they can maybe take advantage of. So pick your poison here with 5 holes to go in this championship. Power versus finesse, and really a proven winner versus a couple players that have never won before. And here we go.
I think, Paul, after I think the 16, 17, and 18 are going to be the real tests. 16, right now there's not any wind out there, but that right-hand hole location. 17 is the 3rd hardest hole on the golf course. And then 18's no gimme with that back right hole location.
I agree, Julian. Park's out front. Already played this hard hole.
Well, the max carry is 16, she minus 20, 75.
So 95.
Yeah, that'll do that.
95. A little hurt, we can land 7 short. So it's 88.
It's 88.
8.
It's 88.
A little.
If anything, a little bit into, yeah.
300.
Perfect.
And a 90 shot.
Yeah, 90 shots fine.
How many from left?
You have 9 from the left side.
Okay.
Everything's releasing from right to left.
Okay.
Chung's the finesse. Feng's finesse, but she's got the experience. She knows she can do it. She's done it before.
You know, it's not like it's her first rodeo hitting these rescue clubs and in these screens. She's used to doing this. I mean, this is her game.
What a good shot that is.
Okay, good shot.
It's 2 par 3s, pretty dangerous.
Now Hye-Jin Choi.
She's got the advantage of getting some steel on it, a 4-iron. It's easier really to get a bit more control with an iron than a rescue or a wood. And I have to say, she's been very impressive. She's flushed so many shots right out the center of the club.
The only bogey she made, Ken, she flushed a 5-iron on 10. It's another good shot, pin high. Park with the power to possibly reach this par 5 and 2, guys.
Well, watch. This is going to be as hard as she'll swing today, knowing if she can crush it. One-hander means either off center or it's going to miss the fairway. Certainly not the result she wanted, but she keeps it in the fairway. Park's 3rd shot here at 15 to par 5 while we are away. 100 yards. This is where her instructor, Brian Mogg, said she needs the most help, the most work. Pin high, but a little push. Tricky little putt down the hill now. Back in the fairway, Feng's 2nd.
316 yards. Green out of range, just laying up for a nice pitch.
Left.
Come on a little bit. Okay.
Perfectly
Yeah,
positioned
so.
now. And
I think it's back in.
boy, Ken.
Here at 16, So Yeon Yu. Hanging in there with a big par save and a good shot here at the par 3.
Well, and she's out front enough, or maybe if she makes a putt or two, she could post.
Now Park. Her putt for birdie to take the lead.
She didn't get to play the hole with the exciting way of going for it in 2, but played the conventional way and still has a makeable birdie putt. It's going to be very fast. The USGA did a wonderful job with these pin placements, so if you play it the smart way, you have a lot of downhill putts today.
Well, she's got to be a little disappointed with her length, not having a little closer birdie putt on the easiest hole location. But she's done everything she's needed to do. She's hit fairways, she's hit greens, she's had birdie opportunities.
And she's hit some good putts, Julie. This one from 20 feet. Sometimes when you're nervous, a downhill putt's not the worst thing in the world to have.
That's her first birdie on the 15 all week.
Good time to do it.
That was a huge putt, especially with your group behind you watching. That a way to tell them I'm here. Look at me.
Outright leader.
at 16, the birdie try for So-Yeon Ryu.
Just going to move ever so slightly to her right. If you remember a day ago, she knocked the flag down here at the 16th, wasn't able to get just a short 6-footer to go. So maybe in the back of her head thinks this hole owes her one.
Well, this is a must now, I feel. Now or never moment for the #1 player in the world. That's too bad. You know, she heard that roar behind her just across the pond on the 15th green. Let's go over to 18.
A moment ago for birdie MJ Herr to get to 7 under. Great showing here, round of 68. Had never finished better than tied for 25th at a U.S. Women's Open. She's 3 shots off the lead. Winning it is seemingly out of the question, but what a good showing here in New Jersey, and now here at 15, Hye-Jin Choi.
265 yards, pin 223 to the front, 3 wood, well in range for her. Just doesn't want to overdraw it as it kicks into the left-hand bunker.
Julie, on the first hole, she elected to hit that aggressive second shot. She tried to do it here. Some thick rough, but a good angle. Looks like she could have reached the green.
Like the way you always put a positive there, Brad. Good angle, even though she's in a bunch of rough.
That's like you, Julie. Well, the 17-year-old will have to pitch that over the bunker down the hill to make a birdie to tie for the lead.
Here's Park at 16, our leader.
This has to be the most nerve-wracking shot she's ever hit in her life. Oh, and she just clears the water. 1 shot ahead.
That's a shot I want, a full shot. I don't want to hit any little shot in there. I want to go ahead and rip it.
I agree, Julie.
Now Fung's 3rd shot to 15.
And 126, not a bad angle. You've got to sort of feed it in from the left of the pin. Sorry, from the right of the pin.
She's done it.
Okay, good shot.
She likes to draw those irons in.
And it's worth noting that as the leaders, and in particular now 1 leader, Sunghyun Park, plays the 16th. Those are the names on the left that will take you the rest of the way uninterrupted. And it seems like we're headed for a thrilling finish here at this great venue in Bedminster, New Jersey. Tom Fazio design in its 14th year on a piece of property that was once owned by John DeLorean. Now Amy Yang at 16.
Beautiful. Boy, that's what can happen. A lot harder to do when you got a chance to win this championship.
Now this is a great view of what Choi's 3rd shot looks like. Looks like a terrible lie, Ken.
It's just settled down, yeah, and it's quite thick, dense rough as well. So she put no spin on it. And the green sloping away to her left, it would be like sort of chipping down a black one. This is really going to run when it hits the green. And she can't be too sort of casual with it. You've got to be firm with it, otherwise she could pop it in the bunker in front of herself. You've got to give it a good hit. Give it plenty of flight.
This is where I just try to pick a little spot out. You know, if I was her, maybe, see, he's trying to do that right there. Just trying to pick her, where are you going to hit it? Aim right at the camera tower.
Julie, do you ever think she's played rough this thick in her life?
Yeah, over in Korea, they don't have rough like this. They have that kind of Bermuda stuff that the ball sits down but does not nestle down like this.
And the problem here is he's got to hit down on it hard, pop it up. It's bound to come out scampering. As I say, it's a really steep away from this putting surface.
Beautiful looking swing. Playing this rollout like a veteran. Incredible shot. Hye-Jin Choi leaves it below the hole. Looks like she's done that her whole life. Like you said, Julie, she had to have picked out a beautiful target there. Both arms extended after impact. That's like a full swing look right there.
Well, you look at the amateur leaderboard, and Hye-Jin Choi is not worried about the amateur leaderboard. She's got that wrapped up. She's worried about the real leaderboard, where she trails by 1.
Still some good showings by those amateurs. Make the cut. That's a big thing for an amateur, to be able to go ahead and make the cut.
Well, Shen Feng has opportunity here, Brad.
About 13 or 14 feet. Look in the green book, Ken.
But it's saying more right to left.
Yeah, it's downhill. Once you get to the cup, it really is downhill.
With the ridge going right to left?
At least like 4 cups out.
Oh, yeah. I would get it out there with that pace.
This is a putt you take maximum break and just try and topple it in the front edge.
I think once it starts turning, it's going to play a little bit down.
Yeah, it will. It's going to be running with the grain.
Okay.
So you get this scampering at the cup, you could be a yard and a bit past, no problem at all. I think she's too cute for that.
Julie, I think she likes right to lefters better here.
Yeah, look how far out. She said 4 cups, but she's looking like she's playing like 3 feet.
Bad misread there on the easiest hole in the course. She'll have that putt for par now.
Yeah, she hadn't birdied that all week. It's like giving 2 or 3 shots up to the field.
Now to 16 and the birdie try for Sung Hyun Park.
This putt is quite makeable. Right back up the hill, not a ton of break.
There have been only 4 birdies today at this par 316.
That's okay. Dangerous hole. She's going to get on over to 17 with a 1-shot lead. That's a good solid par at 16.
Now Choi for a share of the lead. And a solid stroke. She keeps doing it, Julie.
Just when you think she's not, she comes right back at you.
You think she grew up thinking about women winning a U.S. Women's Open?
Well, they televise it over there. Korea's big for LPGA golf, and they televise all the tournaments over there. So I'm sure she got up in the morning and turned it on.
Right in the side door with the President of the United States watching. Beautiful putt. Now Feng, little tester. Little slider in there. Now she's 1 back of Park and Choi.
I bet old Trump's in there just thrilled with the drama. I'm glad you mentioned earlier in the week about wanting to put all the water on these last few holes to create drama. He and Fazio got together. The water is very much in play on each of the last 3 holes.
Well, Tom Fazio said, Paul, that Donald wanted to have a lot of these holes be very difficult and a lot of water to finish, and he's done it. Look up here, that's the 18th green. Where you see right here, that's 18. There's the 16th tee. The President's right up there.
Give you a look at these numbers in this graphic. The youngest to win a major. The youngest at the moment, Lydia Ko. Who did Hye-Jin Choi play practice round with this week? Lydia Ko. As she tries to do it at the age of 17, she won't turn 18 until the 23rd of August. And she's tied for the lead.
This is only the third time a sitting president has been at a major championship, at a U.S. Open. 1918 was the first time. Bill Clinton sat in 1998 at Congressional, maybe 97 at Congressional when Ernie Els won. And now, boy, I can tell you right now, if you put a heart rate monitor on Choi, somewhere between not changing a beat and through the roof. Julie, what do you think?
Well, I would say not changing a beat. I've been very impressed with not only her golf play, but the way she's managed, course management, her demeanor.
From 139, does she go straight at the flag? She's got a 7-iron in her hand, which is plenty of club. Water short, water right.
She didn't waste any time. Oh my goodness. Tragedy. Oh. She just went so fast. That's a stroke and distance penalty. It never cleared any part of land. The equivalent of going out of bounds. Actually, she does get the advantage of a ball drop that's about 90 yards away, but boy.
Now Fong.
Does she go straight at it or just favor a little bit to the left? The green a bit deeper.
What a great shot that is, considering what she just witnessed.
She'll have that to get into a share of the lead. And Hye-Jin Choi is headed to the ball drop.
Good break that the ball drop is up there, Joe, but still now Park probably no idea that that's just happened behind her.
So now co-leader Park at 17.
Taking it 3 with players. All the players in this field can reach that pond on the right. You got to stay left. Perfect position for Park. She doesn't know yet what happened to Choi.
She had to hear something back there. It's not like it's a long way away. I bet you she knows exactly what's happening.
You see that ball drop there and all those divots.
So you got to make sure you just don't drop it in a divot.
Not a place many players would have practiced from.
I saw 1 or 2 on the practice day having a swish from here.
They probably aren't playing on the weekend.
Well, she's got to get this up and down to only remain 1 shot back. She's got a par 5 that's going to be a wedge there at 18. 17, the hardest hole on the golf course. So anything can happen in front with Park, who hit a perfect tee shot at 17.
96, flag on 6, let me say so. About 102, it's quite a good angle, but you've got to be careful you don't pitch it on the front and spin it back into the water. She's got a gap wedge.
This is where you really got to just regroup. And it's so easy to think about what you just did, but you got to regroup and you got to hit this shot. This is another tough shot.
All right, she's got a chance to make a bogey.
A moment ago here at 17, here's So-Yeon Yu for birdie.
And a must make if she had any chance at all. She would hybrid in there to a pretty good shot. was well back off the tee, and effectively her chances of winning this U.S. Open are now gone.
A little bit earlier, here is Carlota Ciganda for birdie at 18. 6 under. Played well this week. Inside the top 10. Her previous best finish was a tie for 39th. So she's gaining on it. 21st ranked player in the world, and we'll go back to the green at 16.
What a wonderful atmosphere there is around here. Big gallery sort of surrounding this green in the 18th. Suddenly the drama's hotted up. The plot thickens. First putt will be fun. Was right in the centre of the green. But a little up the slope from the left for her. And can she just find that little one? That one just hold absolutely nothing of any consequence. A couple of 6-footers, and that's about it over the last 36 holes.
She's got kind of an unusual move with her putter, Ken. You're one of the greatest putters to play. You've written a book about putting.
Yes.
She kind of picks it up and pops down across just a little bit.
Yeah, a little Aoki-ish, isn't it? It just chops down. It seems to be very effective for the long ones, but occasionally, as you say, she just chops across the shorter ones a fraction. The garden. Well, a window of opportunities opened up for her here.
Yeah, I was thinking like 5.
When you're not making putts, it's hard to get the right speed. You just kind of feel like you want to nurse it up there, gimp it up there somehow. And this range is the range. And even a little bit closer than this, she's had a bunch of chances. Here's another. Probably none more as important as this right now. And the speed is off. You're not making putts. You don't want to leave yourself a second putt. Good steady par, but she's still 1 shot back.
Now Park second here on 17.
146. She has an 8-iron here, a little bit into the wind.
It's probably just a little 8-iron because you just don't want to go long here. There's only been 3 birdies here all day long. Might be 4.
What a shot.
That ball was so straight. Stopped on a dime. 5 feet for birdie to take the lead.
Now this for bogey for Hye-Jin Choi.
It's a must, Joe. What a shame. What a performance she's put on. Just looks like it's slipped between her fingers here at 16. Just felt like this was a hole you have to get past. She wasn't able to do it.
Taking a lot of time with this one. Low sun. Sometimes you can see a few imperfections on the greens, but I don't think there are many on these.
So a double at 16 for Hye-Jin Choi. Now 8 under, 2 back. And when they described this golf course leading into this championship, they talked about 16 and all the action at the tee. The clubhouse is right there. The president is sitting right there. We talked about Hye-Jin Choi rushing it a bit with this tee shot at the par 3. Hit it into the water, makes double, trails by 2. This is Cristie Kerr for birdie at 18.
Just nothing went her way today. She needed to get off to a hot start. It didn't happen. And I think when you want to win so badly, and you've won this championship before, You get off to a poor start, you start to press a little bit.
And this is a hard course to press on.
Yeah, it really is. The holes have been put in tough spots all day long today. Hard course to shoot a great score.
Well, let's take a look at this treacherous 17th hole. 403 yards, partially blind tee shot. Players want to hit it over that bunker, which is not in play. That carry there is only 200 yards. But you got to avoid the pond no matter what your route. If you can keep it to the left of the water, it gives you a decent approach. You just saw Park hit it close to 5 feet there. This whole location today, well back, 29 paces from the front edge, 7 from the left edge. And that bunker, that beautiful bunker short, Fazio created that deception bunker. The players can't see the bottom of the flagstick. This green will be surrounded with people right now. It's the hardest hole in the golf course.
Yeah, anything a little in right to left.
Fun with driver.
Yes, she's hit some delightful ones down here. The opening 3 days, cut the fairway in 2. Water right, fairway about 33 yards wide, which tends to tip the ball towards the water. With her little draw, she sort of holds it into the slope of the fairway.
Set.
She's anxious now. Wow. So close, but in the shortcut of the rough there. Now up at the green. Park for her birdie to go 2 shots ahead.
I have not seen her look at a leaderboard yet, but the only thing that I've seen change is David, as you can see, has been reading putts with her the last few holes.
Average 5 feet 10 inches, couldn't be a better spot to putt from.
This is for a 2-shot lead going into 18. It's a nice little cushion.
And Park with birdie on the most difficult hole on the golf course today. Only the 4th birdie. Takes a 2-shot lead going to the par 5 18th. Better get fist bump. And on the tee while she was putting, Hejin Choi with her driver. Just spanks it down there. Only in New Jersey. One fatal error on the range. Boy.
That was a high drama 18th hole last year. Not going to see anybody going for it in 2 today. 50 yards longer than it was yesterday. Makes the 18th unreachable.
74-74 last year on Saturday and Sunday. As you see, just her 2nd U.S. Women's Open, and here she is after a tie for 3rd place finish last year, leading by 2. And now, with all of her length, standing on the tee in a par 5.
Well, as I say, I don't think anybody's going to have any hope of getting there in 2 today. This tee shot's almost just pedestrian now. There's a couple bunkers out there you need to avoid if you can, and just try to lay it up into the middle of that fairway. That's a beauty.
She has 12 birdies over her last 26 holes to grab this 2-stroke lead.
57.
57, 16 nine. Then we don't need to play any lead.
No, not with this lie.
18, like 600. Like 600?
Okay.
Should release a little, right?
Oh, absolutely, it's going to release.
And it should cut a little and release.
Okay.
How many is from the left or right?
7 from the left.
Okay.
167 to the flag. 6 iron, going to come out a bit flat. Not easy to get the pin back to the, sorry, the ball back to the flag. If you go long, it sort of tipples off the back left of the green. It's bound to come out a bit hot. Ball well below her feet.
Sit.
Lower penetrating ball flight. Good shot. Leaves herself in pretty good position just off the bat. Now Choi second.
Oh, she's in such a good spot here, boys and girls. 1-3-3. 9 iron. You can just chop it into the breeze.
12 yards past Park's drive. Hole high iron to get her back to 9 under par.
We'll welcome you inside our booth. Sung Hyun Park. It's been a tour de force and has a chance with a birdie at the 18th, although she may not need it, obviously, to tie for the low round of the day with all this pressure. I mean, it has been impressive to watch from the beginning.
Absolutely, and she's utilized her power, which is her strength, and she's hit all the fairways, which she needed to do today. And I just feel like coming off the heartbreak from last year, Joe, where she had a chance to win this championship and let it get away. It reminds me a little bit of what Dustin Johnson did, although Dustin's heartache was a lot more. For him to come back the following year to win shows a lot of moxie, and I think Park, who's never won on this tour, Julie, and you played with her last week or a couple weeks ago. Did you see anything that
Yeah, I saw that she could pretty much win every week if she wanted to. She's just got a lot of talent, and you can't put a price on length and power. She's really come out here and taken this championship away. I mean, she's 5 under going into the 18th hole. She has definitely won this tournament. Shen Shen and Haejung, they played good. But they needed to play great to beat Park this week.
Yeah, they needed a few more putts. So far today, it looks like Park's the only one that's been able to make any putts when it mattered most, and she made a few pressure putts. Just hit it really unbelievably well.
I think the only thing that, is her disposition. Is just when she doesn't play well, she gets down, but she's 21. She's going to learn, that keep that head up all the time. She's got such a great swing.
We commented on her disposition throughout the front 9. She looked almost like she was in a trance out there, just in some kind of mental zone where she seemed unflappable. Her facial expressions haven't changed all day, and her heart's got to be beating 1,000,000 miles a minute. She's got to hit a good layup and clear the water on 18.
Now Fung second shot here on 17.
There's just a little slope on the back left. It just drifts the ball away, which makes this back pin.
Left to your right?
Yeah, it's tricky to get at. Ball's sitting not too bad. It's a sort of verdant green. A little bit spiky behind the ball.
Of course, on that third shot, Ken, she didn't drive it right here.
Yeah, please.
This is awkward where you land. If you pop it in the air, it's going to stick in the bank. World class, world class. It really was a super shot.
Well, could have done a bunch of things if you didn't do it right, and that's a beautiful touch there by Fung.
Now here at the par 5 18th, So-Yeon Yu for birdie.
Well, she had her chances today. Just wasn't meant to be.
There's too many others on that scorecard.
Yep.
Par for Fung at 17.
Now Choi, putt for birdie.
8 under, the par 5 to come. I don't think she can reach the par 5 and 2. But she won't have written herself off quite yet. big swing from right to left, but quite an inviting looking putt for a right-hander. So sweep it out to the right and let it come into the cup. And she'll be thinking of only one thing here. This has got to find the bottom of the cup. We must give it a chance.
Get in the hole.
Beautiful putt by Choi. Ton of break around the hole, like Ken Brown said. Incredible performance from the 17-year-old Korean as she walks to her final hole. Has to hold her head high. Unbelievable, really.
Now here at 18, second shot for the leader, Sung-Hyun Park.
Key here is to give yourself a great yardage for your third. Just do the math on this shot so you have it right on the next one.
From the 36-hole leader a year ago to a 74-74 finish and just out of the playoff, to this year she was 7 shots back after 36 holes, and if she pars this 18th, she'll have a weekend of 67-67 in her first major, most likely. Up at the green, here's Miriam Lee.
She made a little run up that leaderboard early on today. Not enough of those went in. A couple mistakes in the middle of the round cost her a chance at this championship.
See the world #1 So-Yeon Yu. She's right there. We showed you her finish. That'll be her 8th top 10 finish in a major in her last 11 major starts. And now here at 18, Shen Chen Feng.
Chen's going to have to go for plan C here at 18. Plan A, she told us yesterday, was to play kind of safe and conservative. Plan B was to try to hit it closer. And plan C was to try to hole it from the fairway. That's really going to be her only chance, unless Park does something unforeseen.
She's found the left rough for the 3rd day in a row, amazingly. Now this is with no holding back here. Such a little person hit it so sweetly and so far.
And can't find the fairway here at 18. There is still water involved for the upcoming 3rd shot from our leader Park. But up ahead, it'll be Amy Yang first, who for the 4th straight year was in the top 4 after 54 holes. And again, is going to be disappointed with the way she played on Sunday in a U.S. Women's Open.
Yeah, she needed to get off to a good start, Joe. The last 3 chances she's had to win going to Sunday, she got off to a poor start, which she did again today, 2 over after 5. This is as silky, as smooth a swing as you'll ever see.
Sometimes you have to have that silkiness between the ears, too.
You're right.
Have a little firepower in you.
You can see the danger all around this hole. All the banks are shaved. I suppose you could come up short and it could hang. We saw a couple balls earlier today stay up that came up short. You see the danger past the hole here.
Now Park, our leader.
108 yards.
Way back. You've got red brick, red bill.
You can listen to David. He's telling her all the places
90 front, 96 pin on that line.
that she needs to be at. We're looking at a target about 100 yards just left of it, letting the natural slope of this 18th green just travel down towards the hole.
She's never won a tournament. She certainly never won a championship. On this tour, at this level, I don't care who you are. She's feeling her pulse in her fingertips right now.
96 is only flat 92.
Deep breath.
It's David Jones, her caddy. She needs to find grass on this third shot.
Didn't go as far down the hill as it could have. It had a load of spin on it.
That has to be adrenaline right there.
Oh, yeah.
She's been spot on with her wedges all day long as far as distance control.
Not over yet.
She navigated the water. She did find grass, but over the green, and what little hope Shen Feng had, well, the hope brightens just a little bit with that third shot from Park. Although the lead is 2.
And you know, this is a nervy little shot that's going to be directly into the green. She may want to putt it. This is where you find out what you're made of. Hardest thing in the world to do is to close it out for the first time, especially a championship of this magnitude.
She's 23. She's ranked 11th in the world. Turned pro in 2012, and as we said earlier, in just her second U.S. Women's Open. Tied for 3rd last year at Cordoval, and she leads by 2 over the green here on 18. Now the second shot for Shen Feng.
All important that she puts this in the fairway.
Very fortunate she's in this very light colour rough. So relatively easy layup as long as you're not too greedy. It narrows up the further you get up there.
Looking for a perfect third shot yardage.
Ideal.
Miss all those divots. Okay. And she's going to likely get to watch what Park does right there in front of her. Park will be next to play. She's got that shadow to deal with. Like I said, it's uphill into the green.
And when she gets on that green, everything runs right towards the lake.
Julie won this championship 2 times, and Tom Watson said he didn't learn how to win until he learned how to control his heart rate, and he did that with his breathing.
Well, I would say she probably hit the shot she wanted. She just pured it. But you know, she needs to just regroup here. It's not the most difficult shot, but when you're trying to win a U.S. Open, it amps up about 100%.
Well, this is either going to use the bounce or the leading edge. The leading edge can be fatal into the grain. This is delicate.
4th shot.
That is some kind of special.
Brilliant. A tap in for par at the last for Sunghyun Park.
I'll tell you, my palms are sweating watching this. I just know what it is going to mean for her. And to be able to hit that shot, that situation, this was leading edge all the way. You see the divot. If she goes for the bounce, there's no divot. And the divot comes out because it's into the grain. Bump and run, 1 hopper.
A little smile there. We haven't seen many of those today.
It's a combination of power and finesse. Park has the power, and she's proved now. There's the leading edge paying you a visit. No follow through at all. She's got the power and proved right there, Julie. Under the toughest of circumstances, she's also got the finesse.
Now Amy Yang, birdie putt at 18. Three over for this round. 5 under for the championship. So if Sung Hyun Park taps this in for par, she would force Shen Shen Feng to make it from out in the fairway on her third shot here on the par 5. She's done that. What a round of 67 today. And she finishes here this week what she couldn't a year ago.
What a player and what a future.
David Jones there to guide her through, and this 23-year-old with the length, with that beautiful swing. Who knows what that resume will look like as she makes her way through her career. Now, Hye-Jin Choi, third shot at 18.
He's deciding what line she wants to land on from 125. Pitching wedge. You've got to sort of cozy it in from just left of the flag.
Great shot for Choi. She only made one bad swing. The final 36 holes came at the worst possible time. Now Feng, one last chance. She's got to hold this to tie.
Also gap wedge 114 yards. Good angle from this. She's got a little bit more landing area over the water. And she's been pretty mustard with her short irons and wedges.
And with that, Sung Hyun Park has won the U.S. Women's Open. A round of 67 today. And there's your champion for 2017.
Well, she earned it. 67, 67 on the weekend. That's going to get you a few trophies.
It sure is, Julie. She utilized her strength and her power. She was accurate off the tee. And she made the putts when she had to, but that shot on 18 from over the green is just off the charts impressive. All the trouble around there. Just 2 thumbs up from the President of the United States.
Talked about it yesterday. President Trump, who has made a heavy investment in the game of golf. 18 worldwide golf properties and 19th on the way with Phil Mickelson.
It's a big bet you're making on golf courses, especially in a down economy. It's a heavy contribution.
Shen Shen Feng led after the first round, the second round, the third round, had a 1-shot lead coming into today. Played well.
You know, she's going to be disappointed, but if you were probably to interview her afterwards, she's going to have the same demeanor.
Yeah, you're right, Julie. She knows what she needed to do different to win this championship. She doesn't have a lot of power. She needs to make putts. She was the ball striker of the week for the most part, tee to green. And you just know you cannot win a championship and with just your ball striking, you have to make putts. And she wasn't able to make anything really over about 7 or 8 feet the last 2 days at all.
She was money on her par putts, but just could not get those. Yesterday, she had probably 5 chances to really put some
distance between her and the field.
Exactly.
Only 2 birdies on the weekend.
Interesting. She didn't fly in. She played a tournament in China last week and didn't get here till Tuesday. So maybe, I don't know, she got a little bit jet lag, leg weary.
She was back in her homeland where she has a golf academy.
Well, she likes to pitch the ball, which is to use the bounce and get the ball to go up in the air more. Let's see if she plays this differently than Park played it a minute ago. That's what Park could have done, but did not do. I think when you have a chance to win a championship as big as this, you're going to lose a little bit of your focus when you realize it's over.
And we could have a reversal in the second place position behind Park.
And this is a big money tournament for the LPGA. It's our biggest purse, and you can't win the trophy. You'd like to win some cash. But it is. I mean, it's when you feel it, when you realize you haven't won the tournament, there's a big letdown. And she went for it, tried to hold it on her 3rd shot.
Seems like she got caught in between techniques there, Julie, like she wanted to pitch it, but into the grain, a little chunky. Let's get this ball back in your stance. One hop it off that collar if you can. Settle down. For bogey.
Rather anticlimactic finish here at the end. There's a look at the 16th, the par 3, where it came undone for Hye-Jin Choi. She knocked it in the water, made double, and at that point fell out of what was a tie for the lead.
That's not the last we're going to see of Hye-Jin Choi, though.
Well, you got that right. She really has no fear of missing the left, the way she swings that golf club. And she's got all kinds of power, only 17 years old.
She's got power. She's got finesse around the green. She's a great putter. Won't be the last we see of her.
I'm recommending this. We're coming
Autograph from Sung Hyun Park.
Come on, Chin Chin. Make this putt.
Seven-time champion on the LPGA Tour. She's won a major championship. She knew what this was all about today, and she really was terrific. I felt tee to green, Julie. She had plenty of chances from this range, even a little bit closer. Just wasn't able to capitalize.
See how far past that went. These greens have been immaculate. Had a lot of water and rain hit this golf course earlier on in the week, but as Trump National has dried out, these greens have quickened.
I said earlier, she only really hit one bad shot, Joe, the entire weekend, and it came at the worst possible time on 16. And now it looks like she's got 2 putts to finish second all by herself.
That was her only double. But she can play.
Yes, she can.
A 1-under round of 71 today, and Hye-Jin Choi will finish second all alone. Best amateur finish since Lang and Pressel in 2005.
Isn't it a little back up,
They're
if
tied
anything?
for second.
Yeah, it is a little bit back up.
And now Fung for double at 18. was to get into a tie behind Park and Choi.
Yeah, just
now
right
for
back up
triple
there.
bogey here at 18.
Tell you what, that just really reiterates what a great shot our champion Park hit, and what could have happened from over the green, Joe, in 3. Instead, Park gets up and down, and Fong is going to walk out of here with triple bogey.
She entered the 18th hole all alone in second place. And this gets her tied for 5th. There's the low amateur and second place finisher, Haejin Choi.
가자. 집에 가자.
I hit one away and it went. 원이라도 가야죠.
Just a fantastic showing here this week by the 17-year-old amateur.
Just felt like on 16 she just rushed that shot a little bit, Joe, and it really cost her. She only lost by 2. Completely different outcome if you could have put that ball on the green there at 16. It's only 139 yards today, but it didn't happen. And Park with the clutch of all clutch chip shots from behind the green at 18 is Fung just illustrated what could have happened down there. What an achievement for Park. First ever win. Couldn't have been a bigger win.
I mean, really, from the first tee on, she was impressive. She just drove the ball beautifully, hit a lot of crisp, short irons.
There's your champion, Sung-Hyun Park. Finished with a round of 67 today, 67 yesterday, 11 under for the championship, and a win by 2 over the amateur Haejin Choi, who came over here hoping just to make the cut. Then, after she made the cut, hoping to finish in the top 10. She ends up in second all alone. An impressive showing from a young player we will hear a lot from going forward. No doubt about that. As you look at the leaderboard for the final time today, it's Sung-Hyun Park. Rough start on Thursday, shot 73. Followed that up with 70 on Friday, and then 67, 67, and that length really benefited her this week at a difficult test here at the Old Course at Trump National Golf Club in Bedminster, New Jersey.
Yep, and all 3 U.S. Open championships that we've covered been inundated with rain this year, Joe. But this course probably drained the best and dried out the most, and was probably the most difficult going into the weekend in spite of all the rain. You can't beat the best players unless it's windy. Rain just, when you soften up a golf course, they pick a place apart. A golf course is harder than the scores indicated there, but we got a great champion, a worthy champion. And watch this shot. This is the one that did it. A one-hopper.
Almost made it. Tapped it in for par. Wins by 2. Sung-Hyun Park.